This is Bruce Buffer, and this is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for the MMA-Holes!
Mixed martial a-holes. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes. You like to be a mixed martial a-hole. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes.
No way.
From the Queen Studios of New York, UFC 242 Fight Week, Khabib versus Poirier this Saturday, Abu Dhabi. We have some MMA news and we have a special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, with us, Newell will be here with the MMA-Holes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are live once again on a Wednesday night, and we're just going to throw it right to the guest room. We have a special guest. Jesse, you pumped up about this?
I'm always pumped up about guests.
All right, let's do it. Here we go, guest room. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Mr. Nick Newell. Nick, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me on again.
All right, it's good to have, I think this is his third time back onto this dysfunctional program. It's good to see you here.
Yeah, good to be back on. Am I going to see you guys at CES this weekend?
Ah, man. Unfortunately, no. I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off about this. They had to do it the same day as the UFC. I got hit. I got into a car accident. I'm bummed. You got a lot of fighters there tonight on Saturday?
We got some. Yeah, we got quite the squad. Will Smith, Jesse Kazakowski, and Tim Flores.
Damn, man, I'm so bummed out, man. I really want to go to this event. So that means you're going to be in the crowd stealing all the sunshine, right? I mean, Jesus, you're a celebrity now.
No, I'm going to be in the back, warming my fighter up, and then chilling on the sidelines, maybe keeping a low profile. You know, if someone wants to chill with me, they can, but it's about the fighters fighting that night and my fighter. So I'm very excited to have some guys on the card. I'm a CES veteran. I love CES, and I'm happy to go to the show. You know, it's a great card.
It is in Connecticut again, the Connecticut Convention Center. So if you're in Connecticut, go down there, check out their event. It's fantastic. It's wonderful. Wonderful. Now, that's one thing I did notice with you, Nick. No matter what goes on in your life, no matter the highs, the lows, you always focus on your fighters. FAA is your gym. And by the way, congratulations. You have a new facility over there.
Yeah, as you can see, sorry, wait, oh.
Let's see it.
Okay. No, I got what the hell?
Oh my God, okay. Must be an iPhone.
Where'd it go?
It's got to be an iPhone. I don't know. Well, I see a nice ceiling behind you. That looks nice.
Somebody called me and it messed up everything.
What a douche. How dare they? That's not good. Well, it's all right. We still see you over here, just side of your face.
Okay. So.
There we go. All right, we're in business.
Here's my gym.
All right, let's see this thing. Look at that. Wow, Jesse, what do you think?
It's amazing. I might come over and train.
That looks pretty good, huh? So how big is this gym? It looks like a pretty decent-sized gym you got going on over there.
Yeah, it's 6,000 square feet, and I really made the most of the area and matted almost all of it.
Well, that's good stuff.
And plus the full-size cage.
So everything's coming together for you. You get this huge win in Bellator finally, and this is the promotion I think you belong in. Fuck the UFC, Nick. Fuck the new UFC. You got to be in Bellator. This is your place. This is your home. Do you feel at home at Bellator?
I did. They treated me amazing. I will say that a lot of the leagues have treated me really well, but I got a really good vibe from Bellator, and they're the big show. They're the biggest show in the world. People are leaving UFC to go to Bellator, so to me that says a lot. You see less people leaving Bellator to go to the UFC. So for me, it's great to be a part of that family, and I was treated like I'm a veteran for them as soon as I walked in. So I really appreciate. Scott Coker called me personally to congratulate me after my fight, and I felt really welcomed by him, Rich, and the whole family.
I feel that this is the right move. They should have done this a long time ago. I believe that you are the type of fighter that can be the face of an organization like Bellator. I really do believe this. You are on the prelims, which is a joke. You should have been on that main card over there in Connecticut. How did they do you dirty like that? It's insane.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say it like that, because I think the attention I got from being on the prelims was actually more than the main card, because people were like, why the hell is that guy on the prelims? And more people tuned in to watch the prelims. I was really the prelims main event, which is to me better than a main card slot.
It's funny. The prelims I didn't want to watch anymore. When you were done, I was done too.
Well, I sold like 250 tickets, and like everyone that bought a ticket off me left afterwards. And I was like, no, guys, stay. And they're like, nah, we're good. But because they came to see me. But the card was sick. The card ended up being really sick. A lot of really good finishes. And I, I don't complain about stuff. I would just have been begging to get in Bellator for a while. So it was good that I got the opportunity. I know that I'm one of the best fighters in the world. And you can't really judge someone's whole career off one performance, I've only lost to undefeated fighters. I've only lost to guys that are in the elite, and I've beaten out of all my fights, I have 16 wins, and out of those 16 wins, 13 of them have had winning records. So for me, I've been fighting guys with winning records, not just bums, and really doing my best to push myself and prove that I belong in big leagues.
Is it true that Matt Mitrione kept on spitting out his mouthpiece because he was so upset on how good you fought?
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to watch the fight, and I just kept taking pictures with people.
So you didn't see the main event, I'm assuming?
No, because I was taking pictures with people.
I mean, Connecticut, your backyard, Bellator, I mean, the lights, the name in the background, did it all when did it all sink in with you? Was it before the fight, after the fight, during the fight? When did it all hit you?
No, my coach, Jeremy Libashevsky, who's been my coach since day one. He's the realest dude in the game. He tells it how it is. If you suck at something, he's going to tell you straight to your face. You can't be soft and train with him. He pushes me to be a better person outside of the cage, and he's a great father and a great leader and a great mentor. And this whole camp, he was talking to me about controlling my emotions and not letting my emotions get to me, and to just keep my composure and do what I do best, and that's win fights. And the whole time that Monday, I woke up on fight week, and I said, Nick, I told myself, I said something special is going to happen this week. I just had a feeling. I had a feeling that something was special. And I'm not like a spiritual guy or anything like that, but I could just feel it. And I got like these butterflies when I woke up Monday morning, when my son woke me up at 6 a.m. crying because he's up. I was like, man, I looked at him and I said, your dad's going to do something special this week.
Well, you did something special. You finished the man in Connecticut, Bellator. And what was funny about this fight is how it started. It looked like you were completely content with throwing hands. This is interesting to watch you. You came out there, you were jabbing away. It looks like you were not backing down at all. What was your game plan going into this fight?
No, I mean, if you watch all my fights, literally all of my fights, show me a round where I lost to striking, except for the second round with Justin Gaethje. That's the only round that you can find where, like, maybe someone hit me and then I choked them out, but in that same round. But, like, I've always won the striking in all my fights. And people think I'm a grappler just because I submit everyone. I have really good footwork, and my feet are always in the right spot, and I'm really hard to hit because I'm just constantly hitting and moving. And I came out there and I was like, I'm gonna knock this man out. I knew it. I had a feeling that I was gonna win by knockout. And my coach had a feeling too. So we had a game plan for that. And then, like, if it goes to the ground, that's just just autopilot right there. And I hit him clean and he clinched me. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I can play this.
Well, you got the job done, and it was fantastic to watch over here. It's a true, like, roller coaster ride of a career you've been on. 2015, I remember running into you, and you were retired. You were done. That was it. And then all of a sudden, you come back, you get a shot at the Contender Series. That doesn't work out in your favor. You get the win in CES, and boom, now you're back in Bellator getting a win over here. I mean, it's just unbelievable. How the hell, how does this work? Is this a movie that's unfolding in front of us?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just living my life. You know, people are like, oh, Nick, you did this, you're an inspiration, you overcame that. But, like, that's not, like, a big deal to me because, like, I'm just living my life and just doing what I want to do and doing what I feel like doing. And that's the best I can do. And I don't think that, like, my journey – I'll see you later, man. When I see you tomorrow? Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. So, you know, I don't think my journey is like any harder than anyone else. Like everyone has shit they have to deal with and things they have to overcome.
Yeah. Well,
so it's like I'm just like I feel like people like me because they can relate to me because everyone has their things going on and like you can just see mine. You know, I literally wear it on my sleeve or lack of a sleeve. So like people are like, man, that guy's going through a lot. I'm going through a lot. Like that's my boy right there. And like I'm like I appreciate that. You know, because I don't know what other people go to. So to say that like my life's harder, I had to overcome this or that, like that's not something you'll ever hear me say. Like I did have to overcome things, but like everyone has to. You know, I have ADD. That's probably harder than even having one hand.
You have ADD too? What the hell? What kind of? What's
welcome to the club.
Like 4 or 5 times.
Welcome to the club, my friend.
She says, "Welcome to the club."
Yeah.
The ADD club. It's a happening place. So. Who's he talking to here? What's going on?
Yeah, whenever you want.
This is his brand new gym. This is Nick Newell live with the MMA-Holes. And I, you know, to piggyback off of what you were saying here, the whole one arm thing, you overcome it, and not only do you overcome it, you make your way to the UFC, then you make your way to Bellator. I mean, you're playing at the biggest stages over here. What do you think about society? There's a lot of bitches out there. There's a lot of people that are bitching and complaining, woe is me, wah. That's all you hear. Perfectly normal people with all these problems. Here you are with one arm achieving your dream. What would you say to the pussies out there?
Yeah, I wouldn't even call them a name because, like, I'm not even trying to be funny because, like, I'll talk shit to you and make fun of you because, like, you're my friend and I know you. But, like, the truth is that, man, it's just some people, they don't have the mental fortitude and they don't deal with things as well as I am. Luckily, I was given a gift to, you know, people like make fun of me or whatever. I just don't care. You know, it doesn't mean anything. Like someone doesn't like me, I'm like, cool, man. I don't really give a shit. So for me, that's how I am. And some people can't deal with it the same way. So I'll tell them like, you know, like sometimes you got to learn and you got to have people say things about you and you just have to ignore it, you know?
I noticed you handle the trolling pretty good. I mean, on the internet, they're all over the place. You handle it pretty well. So you just roll with the punches.
If you read any article of mine, it's like the same shit. Like, let's give this guy a hand. Like, gotta hand it to him. You know, 2 thumbs up, all that stuff. And it's just like, cool, man. Like, say something funny. You know, say something original.
Yeah, you got to hear the same shit over and over again. It's got to get annoying. I hear how handsome I am over and over again. It really does get annoying.
Yeah, and it's but. You know, it's like, I don't really care about that. It's like.
It is what it is. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, and it's not your one hand. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, the modeling that's going on here. I mean, I'm on your Instagram right now. I'm showing the people. What is this? What is going on here? Are you Marky Mark? What, are you part of the Funky Bunch? What's the deal with this?
I'm just trying to go full nude on this.
Oh, we're gonna see the whole eggplant on Instagram soon.
No, actually, so this guy I went to college with, his name is Brian Szymanski, and he does like Versace ads, and like he's big time, and he's with them, and then they have like Luke Rockhold too, and Alan Jabouin, and they reached out to me, and they were like, "Hey, you want to be a model?" So I was like, "What do I have to do?" And they're like, "Take some pictures," and I'm like, "What's after that?" And they're like, "You make money," and I'm like, "Okay."
So no kidding. So what happened? You went to a photo shoot. They paid you some cash for this?
No. This one was just to build a portfolio so I can get some ads.
Oh, gotcha. You got to have sponsors all up your ass right now after this whole Bellator thing where people just jumping.
Yeah, you want to do that?
No.
Tomorrow morning? I'll be here at 8 a.m.
No, I won't be there.
Okay, I'll see you at 8 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah, so do you have sponsors like knocking down your door right now, trying to get a part of the Nick Newell train?
I have a few sponsors. I have like the same sponsors I've always had. If someone wants to sponsor me, they can reach out and sponsor me.
You have a CBD sponsor?
A what?
A CBD sponsor?
Yeah, I do. I have a guy that like grows it himself, and he's like a tree. He like is a tree scientist. Like he fixes trees and he grows his own stuff. So I like his stuff.
Okay, fair enough.
But like, there's a bunch of good stuff out there. I'm sure you have one.
Yeah, I was gonna set you up, but now forget it. You blew me off. So now Bellator. Let's talk about this. It was like a one-off contract that you had. What's the deal? Is it going to be a multi-fight deal, or what are we going to see in the future for Nick Newell?
Yeah, I'm trying to get on that multi-fight deal. I'm trying to get them to give me like some money. You know, I got a family. My gym, you saw my gym, is expensive, and they actually reached out to me and gave me a great offer.
Okay.
And you know, there's always like what I want and what they want, and then you meet somewhere in the middle. So my team is negotiating it. It's out of my hand, and we're going from there. But I mean, I expect to stay with Bellator. If I got the same offer, if you were like, they're like, hey, we'll give you this much money, and UFC was like, yo, man, we'll give you the same, I would stay with Bellator.
No kidding. So you're done with UFC. You've had it pretty much with them. You're focused on Bellator.
I won't say anything because I'm like a fan of it still. Like I have a lot of friends in the UFC and I like the UFC and I still watch it all the time. It's great, but it's like I lost one fight and like you can't say anything about the guy I fought until he loses to someone. There's no cap on this man. He could be the best fighter in the world. You know, I mean, he's a national champ wrestler and he held me down for 15 minutes. You know, and it's my fault. I should have got up. I lost. But I brought the fight to him. I almost knocked him out. I almost choked him out. You know, but there's no one has any idea how good this guy or how not good this guy is. So like, you can't really gauge my skills off this because he's undefeated and everyone else he finished. He knocked a guy out in 3 seconds and he choked everyone else out in the first round. So to say that I'm not UFC quality because I lost one fucking fight is kind of bullshit to me.
Where did this guy go? Alex Munoz, 5-0. You faced him in the Contender Series.
Yeah, I mean he's a wrestling coach at Team Alpha Male, who's one of the best wrestling teams in the world, and he's the best wrestler out of all of them. And you know, it was a tough fight. It was a good fight. It was a close fight. I don't think I won, but I think that it's not a knock on my skill, and more a thing to his skill. A salute to how good he is. You know, I fought Justin Gaethje, and I did better than 2 guys that were ranked top 10 in the world when they fought him. And I know it doesn't work like that. I know MMA math is stupid, but like I stood toe to toe with him, and I hurt him on the feet multiple times, and then he hurt me, and he ended up winning. But it's like, bro, I'm right in there. I'm right in there with all these guys. You know, and Bellator saw that and appreciates that, and gave me the push I need to be where I want to be and be where I feel like I deserve to be. I don't expect anything to be given to me or handed to me or anything, you know? So, like, I just take everything how it is. You know, after that, I was like, you know what? I really like to fight for CES. They've always been good to me. I want to fight for CES. I reached out to Jimmy Birchfield, and they put me on the card, and they really kickstarted my career again.
CES, real good people over there. I love those guys. They put on a good show, too. So
those are my people. CES, those are my people.
Now, seeing Justin Gaethje do what he's doing in the UFC, I mean, it's pretty impressive. And seeing how you stood up to Justin Gaethje and one of the few blemishes on your record, that's got to be a good feeling, knowing that, hey, you could really hang with these guys.
Yeah, and people are stupid. They're like, he's better now. Like, yeah, no shit, I'm better too. Like, shut your mouth. Go home, eat some chips.
Well, you're prettier than Justin Gaethje, and no homo, right, Justin?
He's
all homo.
He's a real man, you know? He doesn't do this. He doesn't do this to be cool. He does it because he loves it. He's got a little animal inside of him, and he's a tough motherfucker, and I respect that.
Now, I know Ali Abdelaziz helped you with the UFC with the negotiation or getting you onto the Contender Series. Is he in the picture or out of the picture? Did he help you out with Bellator, or was it pure all you?
Ali is my I mean, by all accounts, Ali has been like great to me. You know, people don't like him. He kind of like talks a lot of trash and like will fight people for almost anything.
Mhm.
And he's kind of a loose cannon, but like I think that stuff's kind of funny because I'm friends with him, so it doesn't bother me. And he's always helped me and had my back. You know, he's a great guy, and I have my guy Angelo Bodetti, who's been with me for years and years and years, and I have both of them looking out for me. And you know, I have a good team. Angelo is one of my favorite people in the world, and he's just like such a solid dude. And Ali is had my back too, so it's good, man. You know, it's all good. I surround myself with the right people, and most importantly, my team.
Mhm.
My team's solid. You know, I've had the same coach since the first time I ever stepped in an MMA school, and he's like the coolest, realest dude I've ever met in my life. And my boxing coach I've been working with for like 10 years, and they allow me and they give me pointers and they're just real with me. And I've gone here and there and learned different things from different people. As you saw, I have a guy like I have different people teaching at my gym now, and I'm able to get more students and hire people to help out and help me grow. So it's like really it's really an amazing thing I have going on. And I think that Connecticut MMA is going to make a big push soon, and not with just my team, but with all the other teams in Connecticut that are doing it right and working together.
It's really cool to see the Connecticut scene explode. It's a lot of fun to watch over here. One thing I do have to say, I brought this up earlier on a past stream, and I was saying how you're one of the guys that got me into MMA outside of the UFC. Like, I would just watch the UFC complete casual, but I didn't really know what the hell was going on out there. Watch you in World Series of Fighting, and I was like, holy shit, this guy is something else, right? You opened that door for me to watch all these other promotions, Premier FC, CES, all these other promotions out there. I was like, holy shit, there's another world. There's a farm system into the UFC, and there's other big organizations. So I credit you for that. It's all your fault. This channel is here, Nick Newell.
Oh, thanks. And I'll expect my 10% royalties on all ads in the future.
I'll let you know how that works out. Jesse has dipped into the chat room, and what kind of questions do you have from the chat, Jesse? And brace yourself, Nick. Oh, she's shaking her head. She's not. What do you got, Jess?
I'm gonna go with the easy ones here.
Okay.
And some not so easy ones. So just know that I'm not asking these questions.
Okay.
They're asking these questions. First, Lele wants to know: can you whoop Khabib's ass?
Ooh.
Khabib, honestly, this is the honest truth. I have the weapons to finish anyone on any given day. Would he be the favorite? Absolutely, but I would take my chance.
Okay. And H wants to know what your favorite winning submission move is.
Guillotine, easy.
Raul Chagas says, how much does this guy bench?
I don't bench press. I can't. Well, actually, you know what? I see him do the one hand that bench press and like put up big weight. I just do one at a time, and then a towel on the other arm. And I guess I put up some pretty big numbers, but I don't even want to know. I don't want to be like a weightlifter guy. My coach just tells me what to lift, and I just lift it, and I never even check my numbers or anything.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm sorry. I don't understand how you balance yourself out. Like, I can't balance my chest out, and I have two arms. You have an arm and a half, and somehow your chest looks more normal than mine. Mine looks like I'm missing an arm.
My rib sticks out funny, and like one of my pecs is bigger than my other one. But
how do you do it? How do you somehow make it look like symmetrical?
Wrestling.
Huh?
You wrestle a lot, and you have to use your whole body, so that helps.
All
and
right.
then I just have a good coach. I have like a world-class coaching when it comes to lifting and performance. And I have my coach I've been with a very, very long time, and Matt Ramos, and he's done well by me. He's done a great job. So I just, like I said, I have a good team, and I try to do everything smart. And I'm not a part of like a big team or anything like that, but I have a whole program here between Connecticut and Massachusetts that revolves around me. So I'm a lucky guy.
Back to the chat.
Do you think Justin can beat Cowboy?
Yeah, I think he will. I think that forward pressure is something else, and maybe you train together and you felt it in training, but when you fight, you hit this fucking guy, man. I hit him with like 3 shots. I'm like, oh, he's out, and he just keeps coming forward and keeps coming forward. And it won't be anything that I guess Cowboy's seen it all, but this guy's relentless, and I think that he's gonna pull it off.
Real quick, seeing what Dustin Poirier did to Justin Gaethje, and here comes back to the MMA math. Seeing how he put Gaethje away, do you think that he has the goods to put away Khabib?
I do. I absolutely do, and I've trained with Dustin actually a lot a while back, like a while back when he was still fighting at 45s. But he's very talented, and he has the composure. He's fought wrestlers before. Khabib's fought other wrestlers before, and Dustin's not a wrestler, but he can wrestle, and he has a composure in the pinpoint striking that, say, someone like Michael Johnson, who wrestled and just more so hits hard, has, even though Michael Johnson knocked out Dustin. But Dustin is just world class, so relaxed. He's looked so good lately, and I wouldn't be surprised, man. Honestly, I wonder what the lines are on this fight.
I put money on Dustin. It's like, was it 300? Like 320 something plus 320? I dropped money though.
When the first came out, it was even further, But I mean, Khabib is just so damn good.
Yeah.
And I think that Khabib's striking is way better than people think.
You think so? I mean,
I said the same exact thing.
Well, hold on a second. We got a donation from Batgirl.
I heart the MMA-Holes. Great interview.
Wow, great interview. Well, it's Nick's fault. It's not our fault. I mean, he's fantastic. So yeah, she's been talking about his striking too. Yeah. I don't know anything about punching, but what I'm seeing there, I see sloppy shit, hands down, and he just kind of whipping jabs and shit like that. What does he do that's special?
Yeah, but you're afraid to get taken down by him, So, like, you can't really get comfortable because as soon as you get comfortable, you start letting it fly, he takes you down.
Yeah.
If you look at his jab, he was popping that jab, and I went to his face, doing his thing, and he faked the takedown and dropped Connor. This isn't a boxing match. It's not a kickboxing match. It's an MMA fight. So there's little things. The threat of the takedown makes your striking better, and I think that his striking is better than people think, even though he's not he doesn't look like Demetrius Johnson out there, like hitting, cutting angles, switching.
Super chat.
Hold on one second. We got a super chat, and this is from AJ.
You are one bad dude.
Wow.
You are an inspiration. Thank you.
Look at that. You're an inspiration. How do you feel about that?
I get that a lot.
Is it weird? It's like she gets called pretty all the time, and I'm like, it must be fun. You're called inspirational all the time. No one calls me anything. They're like, oh, he's an asshole.
Well, in fairness, you do act like an asshole.
Well, leave me alone. You're an inspiration. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's it's not something I was trying to do, but it's a hat that I'll wear. If I can help people and inspire people to do things, then that's fantastic. Who wouldn't want to be that person that helps people?
Well, I gotta say, it's gotta be awesome. Yeah, go ahead. I cut you off because she has a question.
Scott McClee wants to know, what modifications do you need to make to your striking to protect the weaker side, or I guess whatever, if it's weaker.
How many times have you heard this?
Do you have to make any modifications?
And you know what the funny thing is, I don't think the way he phrased that was offensive or stupid. It's actually just a curiosity question.
Yeah.
More so than the people that are just sitting on their couch I'd kick that guy in the head. You never even train. You can't even kick someone. I bet you can't even get your foot that high.
I know I can't.
Yeah.
But look at my arm. I can block my head. I can block my body. I just have to be quicker in it. And I can also get knocked out just like anyone else with 2 hands can get knocked out. So I have to, it all comes down to the footwork and the foot placement.
Yeah.
And I'm always paying attention to where my feet are. And I know that's not a lot of thing that a lot of people watch or think about, but literally my whole striking game is based around foot placement. So every time I hit, I reset, and I have a whole series of spots that I put my feet and different reactions I do off of their reaction and their foot placement, and really the striking and the things I throw are secondary to where my feet are located. And it doesn't matter what you throw. It matters where you are when you throw it for me. So it's really like a kind of pretty complex, complicated system. Not to say that it would go over anyone's head or I'm like the only guy that does this. But, my coach has been working on it with me for 15 years.
Tell you what, you sound like a very smart guy, Nick. You sound like, let me give you a piece of advice. I think you should open a gym.
Yeah.
Seem like you know what you're doing. No? Oh.
It's all a science, it's all a science. And aside from that, like, you got to be a technical masterpiece, but when you go out there, you got to be a badass too, So like before this fight, my last fight, I was like, I'm a technical guy. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do this. And I fought kind of like a technical guy, and my coach wasn't overly happy with it. He wanted me to stay technical, but he wanted a little bit of like the 24, 25-year-old Nick to come out. Mm-hmm. So he told me this fight, he said, well, let's bring that animal, that 25-year-old kid that just didn't care about anything, that just wanted to fight, that wasn't afraid to get out there and just move forward and just beat someone's ass. And let's find a balance between that and the fighter, the technical fighter. And we worked hard and we found it. And now I'm that guy. And honestly, I feel super confident. After my Contender Series fight, people said a lot of things about me, and I try to stay positive and I try to stay strong, but like it hurt, losing hurts, sure. Especially when you're someone like me that doesn't party and doesn't go out and do any of that stuff, or I don't bullshit. I've never done drugs in my life. Not that I think that I'm better than anyone else because of it, but like I've been dedicated to this game. I don't take time off, maybe a week after a fight, but like I'm not like taking like 3 months off and be like, I got to fight. Like if I have the day, I'm going to go train no matter what. I always go train. Look at me right now. I don't have a fight book. Look how sweaty I am. I was grinding out there. And it hurt me that I worked so hard and I felt like a failure. And I felt like I wasn't good enough. And I kind of let some of the things people say to me kind of get me down. And my coach, lifted me back up. And I went and saw a hypnotist, Dom the hypnotist, and he talked to me and he got in my head that like I am that dude. I am that bad guy. And then I talked to him and I was like, is he just like, I talked to some people and I was like, is that true, or is he just like messing with my head? And they're like, no man, that's 100% true. Like you're in there with anyone. And I'll go and I'll train with these guys and I'll whoop their ass, or I'll hang in there with them, and they're big name guys. And I never talk about training, because training doesn't really mean shit. It's just practice, but like it's a good indicator of where you belong. And I know that I belong at the top. And if I get my ass whooped, I think I earned that right to get my ass whooped. I think people need to stop talking like I need to be babied. I'm not a baby. I'm a grown ass man. I'm smart. You just said it. I'm educated. So for people to say, I'm going to get hurt, like I know what the hell I'm doing. I know what I'm getting myself into. And this game is tough. This is a hard game. This is not a nice game. And bad things happen to you. And it's not even fun when you win sometimes because you get hurt. But it's like if you're out here and you're dedicating your life to this and you want to be great at it, you got to just bite down on your mouthpiece and make shit happen.
Well, you definitely made something happen. You got that win after the big win in CES, 2 in a row. And now where do you see yourself in the end of the year? Do you see, we're winding down. Are you going to be back in the Bellator cage? And we got a donation coming in here.
FAA World
Bellator
Trophy.
Wow. They're saying FAA World Trophy. That's from Delta Panda. I'm not sure if you're aware, but FAA versus the world, or what do we got going on there?
Man, like I don't even care what other people are doing. Like everyone's like, my team versus the world. Like I care about my team. I care about all my students. Like other people want to train somewhere else or do this. Like cool, man, do your thing. Like I really don't care. Like I'm just worried about myself and my guys, and I love my team and I'll do anything for my team, and I'll learn that from my coach.
All right, let's get back to the chat over here. I was going to ask a question, but let's rapid fire from the chat because we do have a bunch of questions here, and we'll let you go. What we got, Jess?
Have you ever tried the Popeyes chicken sandwich yet?
No, I got this modeling career, man. It's ruining my life.
Do you truly believe you can be a Bellator champ?
I do. I know that I could. I know that there's guys out there that, I honestly fight really well against people I'm taller than. So like I would love to fight Pitbull, but I know I got to earn my way up there, so I can't start talking shit until I work my way up the ladder.
Okay. Do you still believe you can beat up Floyd Mayweather? I guess you said that the last time you were on air.
That's right.
And
you were calling out Floyd.
30 seconds or less, I will finish Floyd Mayweather in a fight.
Oh shit.
Would you fight Dylan Dennis?
Oh.
Of course, I've trained with Dylan before, and he was always super cool to me. So like I feel like I feel it's so corny to call him out because he's only 2 fights into his career. Okay. But like we don't train together all the time, so of course I will fight him because people pay attention to him and people like him. But it's not like I'm gonna go on like, oh my god, like I need to fight this guy. Like I'm gonna let him do his thing. He's entertaining. Some of the things he says are really funny. So like I roll with him and like some of his crew, like his boy Munch. I talk with him all the time, and I'm cool with those guys, man. I don't follow the hate trains.
Okay, and then lastly, did Bellator give you a full contract or a 1-fight contract?
They gave me a 1-fight contract, and we're working on a full one, but we got to iron out the details.
All right. Well, Nick, listen, it's always a pleasure having you on here. I have a big question for you. We had a gentleman that just fought in bare knuckle. He wore an MMA-Holes shirt at the weigh-ins, and he won. Now, we're 1 for 1 with this. How do we get you an MMA-Holes shirt so you can wear it at the weigh-ins, for God's sakes? Is this going to happen?
God. Yeah, I mean, usually I just go to weigh-ins just naked.
All right. So if I send you an MMA-Holes shirt, will you wear it at the weigh-ins?
Yeah, send it to me, man.
Right.
I'll shout you guys out.
There we go. Look at that. Nick Newell, a goddamn celebrity over here. MMA Hole Extravaganza. I am happy to have you back on here. Looking forward to the future. And I think we lost you for a second. Hold on a second. There we go. Looking forward to now. Hold on a second. Donation.
Stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
All right, this is from Vlad.
Have there been any talks from either promotions you've fought for to make you a custom glove for your other arm? Seems like it would be smart and would cover more surface area when you go to block.
That's actually a really good question.
That is a good question.
Yeah, no.
No, huh?
I wear an elbow pad when I train, but I don't throw my arm like a jab. Like, I don't jab with it. It's just an elbow. I just throw it as an elbow.
I mean, technically that's what it is, right? I mean, if you're hitting them pretty much with your elbow, right?
I don't hit with the point of my arm because it will hurt too much. So I don't really want to pad it because I want to be cutting people open.
Could you believe that people are actually making excuses? I mean, you don't even have 2 arms, and they're making excuses like, oh my God, that's dangerous. You can't have them do this and that. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I like that.
You like that? All right. Anyway. All right. Well, Nick, listen, it was a pleasure having you on here. Shout out to any of your sponsors. Do it now. Last word is yours.
Thanks. If you want to see my sponsors, go to my Instagram at Notorious Newell. I got them all there. I shout them out all the time, so follow me on that, or Twitter. If you want to talk shit to me or whatever, I don't care. Follow me, follow my career, and good luck, and thanks for having me on.
All right, and good luck to you too, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Notorious Nick Newell live with the MMA-Holes, and I gotta say this: I had a good time. Jess, you had a good time?
Indeed, Moss.
I like Nick. He's a good guy.
I know you do.
What? We get along.
He's a blabber, this one.
We get along, me and Nick. He's a good guy over there.
By the way, can you just thank you? You've been pushing me out of the scene the entire time. I was trying to stop your chair.
I'm out of control tonight.
I don't know if it's like nerves or what, but like you keep doing this, and the whole time I'm going like this.
I'm just tapping you out like a hammer.
I'm like trying to push you back, but I don't want to interrupt the interview.
I was listening. I was paying attention. What do you guys think in the chat? Are you a Nick Newell fan? Drop a 1 in the chat if you are. And how about that? Nick Newell coming out in an MMA-Holes shirt at the weigh-ins. What do you think?
It was a good interview. I'm excited to see that. The next one that we're seeing come out in an MMA-Holes t-shirt.
If you're not familiar with Nick Newell, this man's got 1.5 arms, and he's killing it. He fought for the UFC in the Contender Series. It didn't work out his way. He's 16-2. One of his losses is to Justin Gaethje. He fought in Bellator. He fought CES. Last two-fight win streak. And what is next for Nick? AJ coming in.
You guys have become such great interviewers.
Wow, look at that. I mean, AJ, you're gonna make me cry.
All right, Moss, calm down.
I'm gonna cry. And then I'm gonna beat the shit out of the ceiling. Let's go, friends. 50 likes. Beat it up. I've got 50 likes. You got 50 likes. We got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. I've got 50 likes. You got 50 likes. We got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. I've got 50 likes. You got 50 likes. We got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. The dislikes can choke on a dick. All right.
I have an announcement to make first. I'm going to make this announcement a couple times throughout the show, but I want to announce it real quick for the people who are here. There's a new show being added to our regularly scheduled broadcasts, and it's going to be on Thursday nights. I think maybe 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I haven't really decided yet, but you'll find out tomorrow when it's scheduled. And it's going to be the fight briefing, or yeah, I'm not pregnant. Don't worry. That's not the announcement. And it's going to go through the cards for whichever fight card we're covering for that weekend. It's going to be like 30 minutes to an hour, but there's a new show every Thursday. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. I'll make this announcement again towards the end of the show, but tune in tomorrow.
She's got a show tomorrow night. Tune in. That's it. Subscribe, hit the bell so you know when she's live. And wonderful, wonderful Thursdays. So more shows for the MMA-Holes. That's what we want to do. We want to keep bringing you guys more different types of shows, different styles. Little Jesse, little myself. Just give you a little taste of everything. So check that out tomorrow night.
King K, it is live, not pre-recorded. So if you want to jump in the live chat, if you want to hang out, donate, whatever, it will be live. So everything will be readily available to you.
Berman wants to know, are you guys going to brief the Bellator event 2 this weekend? That is happening. It is after Abu Dhabi. And I have to say this. I'm ready to rock both of them.
Yeah?
I'm ready to go both.
So my rule for the show was that I would brief whatever we cover. It doesn't matter what we cover. I would brief the main card of it. But I didn't even think about Bellator. So I got all my content ready for UFC 242. I didn't even think.
Do Bellator, yeah.
So now I'm like, but that'll add time to the show. So I don't know if you guys want to stick around that long, but I'm willing to do it, but I got to get some research done tonight.
Well, we'll probably be reacting to it, so might as well get it done. Ali, what's up?
Khabib versus Poirier, gun to your head, who wins?
Okay, let's get to it. Let's get right into that topic over there. Khabib, Dustin Poirier, let me move this out of the way, is going down this Saturday. It is during the day. We'll be reacting live to it. And, all right, the closer we're getting, I'm finding reasons to argue in Dustin Poirier's favor, right? And I'm kind of leaning towards him, wanting him to win, because I just like what can come out of that. And Dustin's growing on me a little bit. I don't know what it is. I'm watching the embeddeds. He's growing on me. Nice guy.
Super chat.
Super chat coming in. Dennis Jameson.
You two are great interviews equals the best.
Yeah, you go.
Woo! Wonderful.
Yeah, that's right, motherfucker.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you, Dennis. Appreciate it. I mean, listen, there's Ariel. There's Luke Thomas, and then there's the MMA-Holes way higher than everyone else over here.
True.
But so okay, here's the deal. I'm rooting for Dustin, but I still have Khabib.
You're rooting for Dustin?
Yes, I am rooting for Dustin.
Well,
I like
you
Khabib.
Put money on him? Is that why you're rooting?
Well, I have
for
money
him?
on him. That helps. But I think it would just be funnier to see Dustin Poirier knock him out.
What? You said that Poirier would be a horrible champ.
He would be a horrible champ, and I kind of like that. I kind of like when the UFC's plan gets foiled. Yeah. And I feel Dustin Poirier doesn't really he's not a number bringer like Khabib is a number bringer. Dustin isn't really a number bringer. Even with a belt, a strap, I don't see people really latching on and jumping to his pay-per-views. Mm-hmm. And take nothing away from what he's done. The guy is a fantastic fighter. He's been finishing people. He beat up Max Holloway twice. So, I mean, his record speaks for itself. 22 UFC fights, for God's sakes, going on 23. Dustin Poirier is a beast, but he doesn't bring the numbers, right? I want him to win for that, just so the UFC takes a fucking dick in the ass. So I'm going Dustin Poirier rooting, but I have a feeling Khabib's going to win.
Super chat.
Connor Hernandez.
Do you think this will be Khabib's toughest test? Love you, guys.
You know what?
Love you, Connor.
We love you too.
No, I don't think this will be Khabib's toughest test.
Yeah, I don't think so either. There's a couple of things. Abu Dhabi, okay, he's home. He's not home, but he's got a home crowd there. He has his father in his corner. And I know this guy is stoned. He doesn't really crack, but he has to have some sort of emotion. You know, seeing his father in his corner again. You know, there's got to be a lot of pressure on him. So maybe this can weigh on his shoulders.
Super chat.
I don't see it. Becker.
Was Khabib a number bringer before Connor?
You know what?
He was.
He was, but not.
Look at UFC 223 or 226. He was number. Oh no, it was 223.
That was Ally Quinta. Yeah, but if Conor didn't do the dolly bullshit, you notice that they were actually
people were still hyped up about that card before any of Conor's bullshit.
They were hyped up.
Because it was Khabib versus Tony Ferguson, and that was the 4th time they tried to put it together. And Ferguson once again. There's a reason that fight couldn't get put together. So there was already hype around that card.
Khabib had numbers before the whole Conor circus. Yes. He did. But when him and Conor, the perfect recipe together, when that fight happened, it was an explosion.
Yes.
And there were Khabib hats everywhere. So I believe that he was very popular, and then he catapulted after the Conor fight. I do believe that. It was a perfect storm. That's how I look at it. Before that, he was popular. But we did fight reactions for Khabib, and our numbers did not spike with Khabib. They started spiking after the Ally Quinta Khabib fight, which was infused by the Conor bullshit with the hand truck and all that shit. So I believe that Conor catapulted him. That's how he's a jump starter, man. If you're popular, he's going to make you more popular. If you're not popular, he's still going to make you popular. That's just how it works. That's what I believe. What do you say?
No, I think Khabib has always been bringing the numbers. You're right. Like after the Conor stuff, it has grown significantly. But I think he's always had that thing, that draw, right? And it's just continuously grown and grown and grown. I think with or without Conor, he still would have found a way to bring the numbers.
If he didn't pull out of 2 fights, if he did stay more active, I believe that train would have rolled even faster. I feel like he would have been a superstar faster. But he wasn't active enough. Yeah. That's what I think. Conor Hernandez.
Cowboy or Gaethje? Sorry to go off topic.
Gaethje.
Fuck it. Let's go there. Gaethje. She says Gaethje. 100%. Nick Newell said Gaethje.
Yes.
I put money on Cowboy.
I don't know why.
I put money on. He's the underdog. I think it's a ridiculous underdog, to be honest.
Oh, you're putting your money on him because he's the underdog?
That, and I think it's ridiculous. I think Cowboy's going to win. I think there's a head kick that's going to happen, a shin to the side of Gaethje's dome, and Gaethje's going to go night-night.
Gaethje, as much as he doesn't protect his head, he has a very...
super chat.
Batgirl making it rain with the deuce.
Is Khabib your favorite, Jesse?
Yes. Absolutely.
Until he loses.
I will tell you, no, not until he. I love Khabib. Loss or win, I love him. And I will tell you this, and I'm going to give a fair warning. This weekend, when we cover the fight, I'm going to be very biased during Khabib's fight. And I'm not going to be able to help it. I love the guy.
Can I ask you a question? And I'm glad you do have a fighter that you're sinking your teeth into, because it does makes it fun to watch, makes it fun to banter the shit talk.
Way more fun.
Great for the show. But you were so on Conor McGregor, super hard on him. And then you just leaped off the train. After this donation, I just want to find out why. Coon Slayer, oh my God.
Jesse Bell Hill has the face of a rodent and the body of a skinny boy. Mystic has the worst tattoos I have ever seen on a grown man. Add that to the fact he's 42 years old with the mentality of a 16-year-old, and you have the worst show on all of YouTube.
This is true.
But you know what else we have? Your $2. All right, so back to you.
So I was so hard on Conor, or not hard on him, but I was hyped up with Conor.
You were all over him, yeah.
Because he was the reason I got into the UFC.
Okay.
So did you ever have that one fighter that just kind of drew you to the UFC?
Yes, Chael Sonnen. Chael Sonnen was one of the guys. I loved Anderson Silva, but Chael's gift of the gab on top of his fighting was one of the reasons that I sunk my teeth in him. I've always was a Chael guy. I never fell off the Chael train, even when he got popped for USADA, even when he lost fights.
But
never.
You still like him. You still enjoy him. So it's very similar. So I still don't mind Conor. There are things he's done that I hate, but I don't mind him, and I will watch him fight. I will always watch him fight. But he's not my favorite fighter.
You jumped quick.
No, it's not like a jump. He's the reason I got into the UFC. And then when I got in, then I had the ability to find my favorite fighter.
I see. Conor Hernandez jumping in.
Fook that guy.
Fook that guy. Fook that guy. All right. So the fight this weekend is an extreme barn burner. Well, maybe the main event. And that's about it. The card itself is nothing spectacular, but this fight is going to be a lot of fun. So I'm very much so looking forward to this pay-per-view just because of the main event. When you go to Felder versus Barboza, it should be good. It's a rematch.
I'm excited about it.
Should be good,
on
but
the embedded, they were in the same room. There was no beef.
Yeah, I know. They're all buddies and shit.
I feel like if there is beef, it adds some excitement, but at the same time, I kind of like that. It kind of adds the entertainment value to know that they don't have any hard feelings towards each other, and you get to see them kind of beat the fuck out of each other.
Yeah, they will beat the fuck out of each other. That will happen. But there is no drama. There's no storyline besides the redemption for Felder. I mean, it's so lackluster. You know, the lead up to this fight, it's ass. It's a smelly asshole. Makhachev versus Davi Ramos. All right, Makhachev is someone 17-1 fighting a 10-2-0 guy. Makhachev, you know, he's got to have that home field advantage as well. But I don't care about him. I really don't. I don't know what it is.
I do.
You do?
I do.
Because of Khabib?
I have to accredit this to the new show coming tomorrow because I had already done my homework on the main card.
By the way, he fought T-Bow too.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So I had already done my homework on the main card for all these fighters.
Super chat.
I'll tell you in a minute.
Super chat coming in. Ali, what's up, Ali?
Poirier can win. Black belt in jiu-jitsu.
He does.
True.
Is it going to be jiu-jitsu versus wrestling or sambo? Like, what's going to be the storyline of this fight? I hope they nullify. I hope somehow Poirier finds a way to keep it on the feet. I really hope he can do that. And then we have a stand-up fight here. Let's see how good Khabib's hands really are.
Yeah.
Or it could be a caution fest. It could be a Khabib respecting the hands, Poirier respecting the takedown, and it just is a clusterfuck. You think that might happen?
I will tell you more tomorrow.
Oh, here we go. You can't give us what we want. Ali, what's up?
Keeps his back off the fence has good.
There you go. If he keeps his back off the fence. Well, yeah, that's the deal, right? Dustin cannot get up to the fence or Khabib will drag him down. It's that simple. It's the recipe. What did Dustin was joking around about get away from my legs, get away from my legs, and the embedded was actually pretty funny. He was talking to Mike Brown, and he's going like this, pretending he's in the fight. He's like, get away from my legs, get away from my legs, get away. I mean, that's basically what you're gonna be seeing.
Yeah.
Get the fuck off of me. Get off my legs, Dick. Let's fight. Stop it. Get away from my legs.
Super chat.
Batgirl.
I'm all in on your Khabib bias, Jesse. I only started watching UFC and Khabib at his last fight. He was amazing.
Yeah, listen, Khabib is, and that's another thing too, is for casual fans who are just coming in and joining the sport.
She said the last fight?
Yeah, the last fight.
Conor fight.
It could have been,
Yeah.
listen, Conor could have been the reason that she originally started watching, but then decided Khabib was her favorite. So, you know, like, that's the thing. I feel that even casual fans coming in, and that's why when you say, oh, you were all over Conor, yes, you're right, I was. He brought me into the UFC. But once you're in, then you're in this pool of all these fighters, and the more you learn about them, the easier it is to pick out who you like the most.
Absolutely. Yeah, as much as we horse around over here, Jesse's completely right. There's always like one fighter that sucks you in.
Yeah.
And Khabib's a great guy to get sucked in. It's like rooting for the Yankees, for God's sakes. Yeah. Khabib doesn't lose. He's 27-0 for God, and he mauls people. He has the trash talk, but he's a family man. He's got morals. So not only does he have the edge, you know, he's got the experience in the cage. He's got everything. He's the full package. So I understand why people are drawn to Khabib. The whole melee after the Conor thing, I think you could push that aside. You know, a lot of things that these fighters do, like stupid shit outside of the cage, Khabib, Conor, all these guys doing dumb shit. Who cares? I think what it comes down to is we're watching men and women fight in a cage. You know, and what Khabib did, what Conor did, it's just so fucking stupid shit.
Yeah.
Let them deal with the punishment. We want to see fights in a cage, and Khabib's a fantastic guy to root for.
Yeah.
So I get it.
He's a good guy.
You're not going to see people saying that with Dustin Poirier, though. You're not going to see Dustin Poirier is the guy that got me into the UFC. You're not going to see that.
No, but you will see a lot of people whose favorite fighter is Dustin Poirier because some other fighter dragged them in, and then they realize that they like Dustin Poirier more.
How about Tony Ferguson? Tony Ferguson's hit this rock star level. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, he couldn't get anyone to watch his fights, and now he's got this whole little underground fucking king thing going on.
Well,
you know?
I sort of accredit that to like the publicity he was getting around his personal life too. Everyone was paying attention to that, and then they wanted to see what kind of Tony they were going to get back. And I think I kind of accredit that to why he kind of shot up a little bit.
We got PBR Street Gang coming in.
Hey.
Hey.
Wonderful.
Thank you for that
You
donation.
didn't finish it.
What?
You said hey in the voice, but you didn't finish it.
Hey. What?
You don't know the line, Moss?
No, what is it?
Someone name that line.
I actually don't know. What are you talking about?
You'll see.
All right, someone help me in the chat. So Nick Newell was on the beginning of the show. If you missed it, when this is over, just run it back. Fantastic job. He was on for a little over a half hour. Some good insight into his UFC, Bellator run-ins.
Yeah,
and
Dude Chronic got it.
we learned a lot more. Oh, it's Fat Albert?
Yeah, you said it.
Hey. That's that.
Yeah, that's how you said it the first time.
Oh, all right.
You didn't finish it.
Hey, it's PBR. How about like that? No? He's the one that donated.
Wonderful.
All right. So before we get into the news, let's play a word from our sponsor. And Jesse's going to let's read a word from our sponsor. How about that?
Right.
And we'll get into the festivities. Lots of show to get to tonight. Stay tuned. Stand by. BetDSI. Make your bet.
Just because you're not in Vegas doesn't mean you can't bet on MMA and UFC. BetDSI offers online wagering and has been paying winners for 20 years. Use the link in the description with promo code MMA-Hole, all one word, for up to 100% bonus match as well as $25 as a welcome bonus today. BetDSI also offers betting options for everything including NFL, NCAA football, NBA, NHL, UFC, and all the major sports, politics, reality TV, esports. Virtually everything. We play there ourselves and recommend BetDSI if you want to add some excitement to the fights or any other sports you are watching. Once again, go to BetDSI with the link in the description below using promo code MMA-Hole, all one word, and get up to 100% bonus match as well as $25 at, 100%.
Well, hold on. What happened? What happened, Jesse? What happened?
I messed up. I messed up.
Anyway, listen.
No.
All right. I'm going to make this easy for you.
I can't believe that happened.
Listen, I'm going to make this easy. And Jesse, it's fine. You're allowed to mess up.
No, that's the first time I really fucked it up.
You're fired. To BetDSI, she's fired.
Oh, my goodness.
182 watching. Here's the deal. Dustin Poirier, I'm going to throw up, by the way. Dustin Poirier is a plus 382. I think I got him in as a plus 370 something. So now he's a plus 382. So if you bet on BetDSI, say you drop a hundo, right? Son of a bitch.
Can't believe I
did it too
up.
early. $100, you win $382. $1,000, you win $3,820, and so on and so forth. So get your bets in, man. Promo code MMA-Hole and get double your money. What do you think? So you think that's a bad bet or a Dustin Poirier bet? I'm
still focused on the fact that I messed up that promo, and I've never messed it up before.
Well, you have another promo to read, but I'm going to let you do it after. Get ready. But I'm going to let you do it after this
protein
super chat coming in. Oh, she's eating the protein. But yeah, BetDSI, this is going to be a big weekend, especially for a card that sucks. Get your money in on that main event. Some lopsided odds. Back row at the 10.
I only got interested MMA after Conor was trash talking with Mayweather. But I wasn't crazy for his trash talking with Khabib. It turned me off and I then started to pull for Khabib.
Makes sense.
Love you guys.
That's the way to do it, Batgirl. That is the way to do it.
She hit the nail on the head. First of all, I just want to say this. We have about 200 people watching. I want to say this. This show is generated was created for the casual fan, the hardcore fan, the people in the middle, the people that don't give a fuck, the people that do give a fuck. Who cares? It's for everybody. This is not supposed to be like one-sided, hardcore, get out of here, you casuals, or casual fans are pushed out because people know too much. We don't know anything. We're fans that love watching the sport of mixed martial arts. So here's your new home. What? Listen.
The hand, I can't take it.
We need a bigger studio. What do you want me to say? Get on the casting couch. This shit's been going on for 3 years. Deal with it. Ali.
Bet Khabib round 4/5. I studied this. Poirier half.
What did you say? Bet Khabib round 4/5. I studied this.
Out of 5.
Poirier 1.5. So what is he trying to say? I'm kind of lost.
Round 4 or 5. I studied this. Poirier 1.5. 2?
You're gonna
4 or 5. Poirier 1-2.
So if you bet Poirier, bet either he's gonna win 1 or 2, and Khabib he's gonna win 4 or 5. Is that what you're saying? Help us out in the chat because I don't know what you're saying there. But thank you. So how about what she said, Batgirl? This is how it works, right? You got an antagonist. You have a Conor McGregor. You have, I don't know, you had Brock Lesnar. You had Ronda Rousey, whoever. Any knucklehead that goes out there and gets headlines. The UFC loves this shit, and fans buy into it, and fans don't buy into it. Fans hate it, but it brings in new fans, and that's what the UFC is doing. That's what all these sports are doing. They are trying to get those people out there to get the headlines. So whether you like Conor or you hate Conor, whether you like Khabib or hate him, as long as there's some cringy shit, Colby Covington, they're bringing new people in, so it's working. And you know what it's working for? It's working for us, too, because we get to grow this family as well. So it doesn't matter how you found the sport, as long as you find us. Right, Jesse?
Right, Moss.
You know what I like to find right now? Well, it doesn't really matter. Before the show, I had a sip of coffee.
Yes.
Right? I had some water.
Yes.
And then I was like, I need something to bring me down and calm myself. And believe it or not, I'm calm right now. Why am I calm, Jesse?
Timeless CBD sees a gap in the industry between quality and affordability. This is a CBD company that strives to make top-notch products at prices people can afford. All of Timeless CBD's products are carefully handmade at their facility. Each and every batch is third-party tested.
Super chat.
I saw that coming in and I was just laughing because I was like, oh, fuck it. Batgirl. Oh, Batgirl left. What'd she say? Fuck, what the hell happened? Hold on, let me replay that.
Look what you did, Moss.
Everything started. Did you see what happened on the computer?
No.
Everything started glitching.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everything. It just all got fucked up. Like, I'm clicking things, it's not working. All right, let's see what Batgirl had to say. Batgirl's donated and it vanished.
Super chat.
Okay, here we go. Batgirl.
Thank you both for helping me follow the sport easier with your YouTube channel.
Yeah!
Thank you, Batgirl.
I think that calls for a celebrate, Moss.
Well, celebrate after this. Thank you, Batgirl. I appreciate that. We'll celebrate after this beautiful announcement.
Visit Timeless CBD with the link in the description and get your hands on only the best CBD products, such as full-spectrum oils, gummies, pain salves, freezes, BCAAs, and more. Use promo code MMA-Hole, all one word, for up to 20% off of your order. We use Timeless CBD on a daily, and we haven't felt this good in years. We recommend Timeless CBD to anyone seeking treatment for numerous conditions. Once again, visit Timeless CBD with the link in the description and use promo code MMA-Hole, all one word, and get up to 20% off of your entire purchase.
That's right. Timeless CBD is wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
All right. And also Real Bearded Men. Shout out to Real Bearded Men. 15% off. Promo code MMA-Hole. We love our sponsors. And check it out in the description for yourself. So speaking of Timeless CBD.
Yeah.
CES is this Saturday. And unfortunately, we fucking can't go. It really bums me out. It really does, because Timeless is going to be there. So if you want to check it out for yourself in person, say, hey, I'm an MMA hole, and they'll hook you up. Just go over to Rob at Timeless over there, and they'll do the right thing. But when it comes to
super chat.
Holy shit, Batgirl with the 50.
Time to celebrate the MMA-Holes.
What the?
Dinner or drinks on me.
What the?
Who is this?
Celebrate. It's time to celebrate.
Thank you, Batgirl.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, we're going to celebrate. Holy shit. Batgirl's making it rain.
Celebrate. I can't help but celebrate. Let's masturbate and commemorate. Flip off the hate. Let's get this straight. I came to make MMA great. Again, my friend.
Wonderful.
Shout out to Batgirl.
Creative with the trait of stimulative, non-cooperative attitude. We got the gratitude, so we celebrate the rate of the holes and the trolls, helping us make the goals. This hierarchy, we're an army, the most snarky, no mercy, controversy. We're the wonderful MMA underworld.
Stand up, MMA holes.
Everybody celebrate the chat.
Everybody, get off your asses and let's celebrate. I can't help but celebrate. Let's masturbate and commemorate. Flip off the hate. Let's get this straight. I came to make MMA great. Again, my friend.
Wonderful, wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful.
Oh my
That
God.
was beautiful, Moss.
That was so nice. Thank you,
was
Batgirl.
great.
Appreciate that. All right, Batgirl
Can you
came out of
believe
nowhere.
it?
Alrighty. So Batgirl's wonderful, wonderful. Everyone drop the bats in the chat. Look at that. There's bats all over the
That's
place.
so funny. I didn't know there was a bat emoji.
The
So
Batgirl.
now, every time Batgirl donates, there's bat emojis.
They're going to send out the bat signal. That's really kind of Batgirl. And anyone that donates tonight or any other night, we really appreciate your help, your support. It keeps the show going and flowing. All right. Here we go. Justin Gaethje fought Nick Newell. Nick Newell was on earlier. So if you missed the interview, go run it back. He was wonderful.
Wonderful,
Wonderful. Jesse?
Yes,
Take us over to the MMA-Holes.com.
I feel like singing right now. Moss.
You're going to sing.
I'm really feeling it.
Like away, friends. 200 people hanging with the boys.
Are you feeling it?
I love you.
Oh man, I'm real feeling it, Moss. Here we go. Sing with me.
Jesse!
Thank God for Batgirl.
I'm saving my next $50 for Jesse's Rage Saturday.
Ah!
Wow, look at that.
There will be some rage.
Batgirl's loaded.
I guarantee it.
Jesse, if Khabib loses,
yes.
Oh my God, how are
He
you going to
won't
act?
He
If
won't lose.
Habib's bound to lose. Like there are people that reach out to us and say Habib's
But
never
not to
going to lose.
Dustin Poirier.
Could you imagine?
No, I can't imagine it.
It's amazing.
I got to be quite honest.
It would be amazing. That's why you watch for that chance, you know.
Yeah.
Whether you like Khabib
No
or hate him, it
chance.
doesn't matter. You know, kind of watch to see what happens. All right, how many people are buying that card? How are you watching the card? Let us know in the chat as we get to the first story.
All right, well, according to MMA Fighting, Khabib Nurmagomedov has zero plans to chase pound-for-pound rankings or move weight classes to pursue a second UFC title. At 27-0 in his career and the reigning lightweight champion, Khabib Nurmagomedov has already done a lot to separate himself from the rest of the fighters on the UFC roster. He currently sits in the number 2 position in the pound-for-pound rankings according to the UFC, with only light heavyweight champ Jon Jones sitting above him. Next week at UFC 242, or this weekend, Nurmagomedov will seek a second straight title defense when he faces interim champ Dustin Poirier in the main event from Abu Dhabi. A victory would not only keep him his undefeated record intact, but Nurmagomedov would add another top-ranked lightweight to his already impressive resume. As much as it means to him to rack up title defenses and mow down the competition, the 30-year-old Dagestani mauler isn't losing any sleep at night whether or not he's considered the top pound-for-pound fighter for the sport. It's the same mentality that Nurmagomedov carries when asked about potentially pursuing additional world titles by changing weight classes. It's become a popular trend lately for champions from one division to either move up or move down in weight to attempt to capture a second title. Conor McGregor started the trend when he branded himself champ after winning the lightweight and featherweight champions simultaneously. Daniel Cormier and Amanda Nunes, along with Henry Cejudo, are the most recent examples. While it's entirely possible that Khabib could serve as a potential threat to the welterweight division, he believes the resume he's building as an undefeated champion in arguably the deepest weight class in the sport does just as much for his legacy.
All right, Khabib, what do you think in the chat? Khabib versus Dustin the Diamond happening this Saturday. And who do you got? Khabib.
That doesn't surprise me that he doesn't, he's not chasing a second title in a different weight class. You know, like most fighters do that. But
well, that door closed. Well, actually, it never opened because he wanted GSP, but he never wanted to leave.
Yeah, he didn't want to
155.
leave his weight class.
So Khabib wants, and good. You know what? He can probably get away with that. Mighty Mouse couldn't, but he probably could because I don't feel he's going to be around much longer. Like I think that he's going to do what he has to do and then bounce. Yeah. I feel a blemish there is in the near future.
Yes.
Why are you smiling, Jesse?
Well, you brought something up on the screen, Moss, and
well, this is Amanda Nunes. I don't know what you're laughing about, Jesse.
Yeah, no, yeah.
What is this picture of Amanda Nunes? What is she doing?
She made the ESPN body cover or body magazine or something like that.
We had to put the MMA-Holes logo over her privates over there. If you're listening on Podbean or iTunes, which I urge you to go over there and follow us on Podbean and iTunes. But if you are, well, we are on YouTube. We are showing a picture of Amanda Nunes throwing. It looks to be a knee, perhaps going to turn it into a kick. Who knows what's happening? But her right leg is up in the air, and her clam is spread open with her ass cheeks not open. We've seen this before with the Karate Hottie, Jesse.
Yeah.
And I've seen something like this before, and I feel like I've seen this picture. I don't know.
I think I have too, Moss. In fact, I know exactly where I've seen this picture.
Yeah, I feel like they've ripped off something because this looks too familiar.
Yeah, they 100% ripped it off.
Yeah. And oh my God, Jesse, what? Oh, come on! No! ESPN, what are you doing? I took that picture for I knew it looked familiar. I just couldn't put my finger on it. They took my picture and put Amanda Nunes' head on it.
I can't believe it.
Oh, Jesse, could you believe this?
ESPN, a vastly, the greatest organization in the world of sports, and this is what they do.
This is fucking. I should sue them.
They don't even use original content anymore. They steal someone else's and just slap someone else's face on it.
Anyone know a good lawyer? I think I have a lawsuit on my hands. I mean, listen, ESPN calls me up. They tell me, hey, Chris, are you free? I'm like, yeah, of course I'm free. I have nothing better to do. Do you want to be on the Bodies issue 2019? And I say, yes, sir. And this is how they repay me. They put Amanda Nunes' face on my body.
Unbelievable. What a
disgracia.
disgrace.
So stupid. I'm pissed off. Anyway, what we got in the news?
According to the Bleacher Report, Nate Diaz and Weili Zhang rise in the latest rankings after UFC Fight Night 157. For anyone who has been paying attention to the rankings, not that they really matter anymore. By virtue of their big wins at UFC 241 and UFC Fight Night 157 respectively, Nate Diaz and Weili Zhang ascended in the latest UFC rankings. Diaz moved up from number 7 to number 6 in the welterweight rankings, a rise that started after he beat Anthony Pettis by unanimous decision. Meanwhile, Weili moved into the champion spot on the heels of her first round knockout win over Jessica Andrade for the UFC Women's Strawweight Championship on Saturday. So Andrade moved down to number 2 or 1.
Super chat.
Super chat. Kenny Michael
Khabib
Alanya.
touched the new military medal belt. In sports, there's the superstitious belief if you touch gold before match, you lose title. Cormier even said it. Flushed face.
Wait, what?
We watched that. Actually, when we were watching, was it Embedded? Khabib picked up the new belt, right? He was touching the new belt. Was that on Embedded? I think that's what we've seen.
No, that was his belt.
Yeah, but I think that's the new one. Like, isn't that like the belt? Because they give you a new belt every time you win.
Didn't he have the new belt when he fought his last fight?
Yeah, but they give you a new belt. Like every time you win a championship, they give you a new belt. Like, see, Henry Cejudo has all those belts. They give you a new one. So if you touch it, it's like a trophy. Like a lot of teams don't like to touch the trophy. It was Embedded.
I don't believe it.
Oh, everyone run over to BetDSI immediately.
I don't believe it.
Place your bets. Put it on the diamond.
I don't believe it. We're not talking about this, Moss. We're not talking about it.
Jesse?
Move on.
I don't know. Shh. I think Khabib's going to lose.
Shut your mouth.
Change my pick.
I don't believe in superstition in this particular circumstance.
Man, oh man. All right, we'll go into. Thank you for the donation, but we're going to keep an eye on that. If he loses, now we know.
Oy vey.
Yeah, it wasn't his belt. He has the old belt. That's right. Yeah, when he beat Conor, it was the regular belt. It wasn't the brand new belt.
I'm not talking about this with you, Moss.
He touched the new
belt.
belt.
Move on. Move on, Moss.
Not good.
Move on, or
Any
I will chop your
superstitious?
head off. I smash you.
Jess, what are you going to do if he loses?
Who
are you going to jump on next?
I smash you.
Who is the next fighter? You have Adesanya.
I smash you.
Adesanya?
I smash you.
All right.
I smash.
Okay, tune in Saturday to see Khabib crumble because he touched the belt. Superstition. Oh, man. All right, so Nate Diaz went up the rankings. Well, let me look at the rankings. Let me take a peek.
I believe he went above, I think they said Till or something. Or he moved Darren Till down.
Wait, Darren Till?
Yeah, that's what
Why is Darren Till in Nate Diaz's wake? Oh, yeah, shit. Diaz is in 170 now. Fuck. I thought he was back at 155. That's right. He fought a 155er. So Nate, where are you, Nate? There he is. Whoa. Wow, he jumped up significantly.
No, just one spot.
Woo, he was at 8, wasn't he?
No, 7.
Oh, he was at 7? So him and Till flip-flop. If Till is moving up anyway, so it doesn't really hurt him. Nate is number 6. And I want to look for the pound for pound. Is Weili Zhang on pound for pound? Is it too early for that? That'd be crazy, right?
Super chat.
Jesse put him in the corner for timeout. Lol.
No.
I smash him.
No timeout for me. I don't know why.
Everyone drop the bats in the chat. Batgirl donated.
There you go. AJ's on it.
Drop the bats.
Every time Batgirl donates, the bats have to fly.
Let the bats fly. We should make a let the bats fly donation just for Batgirl.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Batgirl just came in here. Let's let her. Usually everyone gets triggered after 3 weeks of the MMA-Holes, so let's hope she hangs on.
If Batgirl sticks around.
If she sticks around, she'll get a donation.
We'll make a Batgirl donation.
All right, anyway. All right, what do I care? Let me go back to the news. What else we have in the news, JBH?
Do you really want to know, Moss?
Oh, my God.
According to MMA Fighting, Alexander Gustafsson is rethinking his retirement and interested in a fight with Luke Rockhold. Hold your horses, Alexander Gustafsson might not be done after all. Earlier this year, after suffering a comeback loss to Anthony Smith at UFC Stockholm, Gustafsson officially retired from MMA, saying that he competed in MMA to be the best and he no longer felt that was in him. It was a shocking revelation from the perennial light heavyweight contender. And
hold on real quick. There's an announcement. I just saw this now. Khabib Goat says, Mas, my foot was a balloon. It was a balloon. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
You interrupted this important story for
It was a balloon.
Yes, sir. I'd love to see your face when you're saying that.
Hey, balloon. That's why you lost, Jesse. You don't remember that?
Yes.
It was a balloon. All right, back to this ridiculous story.
Gustafsson revealed that he's in talks with the UFC about coming back and that he feels that the feelings he had about retiring went away pretty quickly. Perhaps instead of a full-blown retirement, all Gustafsson really needed was some time off away from the pressures of the fight game. After all, the Swedish star is only 32 years old and is still considered one of the best light heavyweights in the game. However, Gustafsson jokes that he might not be a 205er anymore after this summer off, and that he's not sure if he'll return as a light heavyweight or a heavyweight. A move to heavyweight could be just what Gustafsson needs to rejuvenate his career, having already lost twice to light heavyweight King John Jones. But before he goes for that, Gustafsson says there's one guy he'd particularly be interested in fighting, former middleweight champ Luke Rockhold.
Oh, my God. Yeah, you see that guy that got his head knocked off and should retire? I want to fight him. I want to fight that guy.
He wants to come back and fight him.
Oh, is it me or is this man completely cringe? Like he is, and he doesn't even try to be cringe. He's just cringy. Gustafsson, right? He's pretty the cringy back and forth with him and John Jones, the cringy back and forth with Daniel Cormier, and now he's calling out Luke Rockhold. Come on, dude. What? Go stay away. I've had enough of this guy.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be the great white hope. He failed us all. He failed all Caucasians. Now go away. We don't want. Get out of here. Go.
This is number one bullshit.
This is number one bullshit. I still think I do it better than Cyborg.
What do we got here with Edson Barboza?
Edson Barboza promises the best version of himself ever in Paul Felder rematch at UFC 242 this weekend, according to MMA Junkie. Barboza is 3 camps deep into his move to American Top Team, and he believes the results will truly show on Saturday. Barboza is set to rematch Paul Felder in the co-main event, and he's making a bold proclamation ahead of the key lightweight encounter, saying, quote, "You guys are going to see the best Edson Barboza ever." Barboza defeated Felder by unanimous decision at UFC on Fox 16 in July 2015. After a knockout loss to Justin Gaethje in his previous outing in March, the Brazilian is looking to get back on track. He sees Felder as a legitimate opponent to help him make that happen. Barboza said also, "He's a tough guy, one of the best in the top 10 in the world. It's good because I trained a lot for this fight. I can't wait for Saturday night." And UFC 242, for those of you who don't know, does take place on Saturday at the arena in Yas Island. The main card airs on pay-per-view following the prelims on FX and ESPN Plus / UFC Fight Pass if you don't have the ESPN app in Abu Dhabi. So make sure you guys tune in for that. We'll be live for that one.
Yeah. All right, so who wins this fight?
7 a.m.? No.
We're going to start.
10 a.m.
Is it 10?
I don't know. Whenever the prelims start. I think they start at 10.
Are you ready for UFC shutdown? Then Bellator?
I was going to ask you about that. So, the main card for UFC starts at 2, and it'll probably go to 3 or 4 maybe?
It would go to 4-ish.
4 something.
4:30-ish.
And then the Bellator card starts at 7 something.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know if it would process in that amount of time. So.
Yeah, it would. We would have to wait in order. So make sure you hit that notification bell if you're going to hang for both streams. It would have to process for us to schedule another stream. So hit the notification bell. We can't give you a time for Bellator. It's that simple.
Yeah.
But if we're exhausted, we might not even we just might be a no-show. Who wins? Chat room. We need to know Paul Felder or Edson Barboza in the rematch. What do you got, Jesse? Are you going to give us a tease of what you pick?
I'll give you a tease tomorrow during.
Boo! No! Is this how Wednesday show is going to be? It's like, tune in tomorrow. It's like, no.
Well, you have to in order for my content to work. Besides, you already know I don't tell my picks on Wednesdays anyways. It's like a superstition of mine. I don't tell my picks on Wednesdays. You know this.
I'm looking forward to a day off tomorrow. I will be at the spa getting my nails done Well, Jesse works like a slave tomorrow.
I'm not going to be on for very long.
So I'm thinking this, by the way. You're going to do a Thursday show. I'm thinking of inserting an afternoon show.
What do you mean?
Mystical afternoons.
Mystical afternoons?
A mystical afternoon.
All right.
That's what I'm thinking about doing here. We're going to see how tomorrow goes. If it fails and if it's shite, then I'm not doing it. I'm not going to embarrass myself. But it's all up to you, Jesse.
Yeah.
If Jesse could pull it off tomorrow and everyone shows up and it's a fantastical show, there will be mystical afternoons. So they're probably going to root against that and sabotage it because they don't want mystical afternoons. Who do they have? Felder or Barboza? Jesse, what does the chat say?
I don't tell my picks till after the fights. Then I say I knew it, says Boss Kogar. Zion Lex says next summer I'll be on an island with ya bitch and pocket full of hundreds. Oh, I think that's a song.
All right, the votes are coming in. I'm seeing Barbs. Who they got?
Someone is going to break something and lose a leg or an arm. So Skullcrackers, Barbs, Irish Dragon, the Irish Dragon, Felder. Moss always has to try to one-up JBH. I know. I can never just do something without him one-upping me. It's fine.
Drunk Savage.
It is what it is.
Simp days tomorrow.
No, don't you dare.
Thursdays are simp days. All the simps could be there Thursday.
If I never did this show by myself, you wouldn't be doing a mystical afternoon.
Listen, do Thursday the simp half hour, simp hour. Do that. I think that's what you should be called.
Is it not true that if I didn't do this show, you wouldn't be doing a mystical afternoon?
No, I told you a while back that I want to do afternoon shows. I did. Did I not tell you that?
After I said I was going to do shows.
I said that you should do one show a week and I should do a show a week. I said that. I pitched that to you about 6 months ago, and I've been bringing it up over and over again.
No, you didn't.
Listen, here's the deal. You do the show. You say you're going to do it. You do the show. When I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do the show. So tomorrow night, you better be here at 9 p.m. Is that when you started?
I don't know, Moss. I said I would keep you posted on the time.
Okay. Tuesday, I'll be live at 2 in the afternoon. Pencil me in. No matter what, I'm going to show up at 2 in the afternoon for some sort of show. Take that. That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
This isn't a competition.
It's not a competition. I'm just saying that's how you do it.
Sometimes I want to wring your neck.
I'm John Cena you right now. I'm going to John Cena you right now. All right, anyway.
He is the worst person to live with. The worst.
Wow, that took a terrible turn for the...
Listen, I love you.
Jesus Christ.
But you're the worst.
You should die. What?
How dare you?
No, I'm kidding. All right, let's see. Let's go back into the news as we have some more stories to get to. Uh-oh, here she is.
This is number one bullshit.
Number one bullshit. Cris Cyborg in the news, and congratulations for getting that Bellator contract. What do we got here?
Well, that's just it. She got a Bellator contract. Scott Coker says that he has a lot of female fighters lined up at the 145-pound division for her, so we should be seeing a lot more fights coming from Cyborg, and apparently this is a better contract than what she had with the UFC, and Scott Coker says that he's going to treat her better than the UFC did.
You know why he's going to treat her better than the UFC, right?
Why?
Steroids! Yeah! Steroids! In the ass! In the tits! In your face! Steroids! Steroids! Steroids!
Wonderful, wonderful.
Tune in Tuesday to see more of that. It's a joke. They're jokes. It's like when you do a joke and you keep going with it's a joke. Anyway, what do you think? What do you think how he's going to treat Cyborg better than the UFC?
I'm excited about it.
No, but how is he going to treat her better than the UFC treats her?
I don't know. I don't fucking know. All I know is I'm excited. Well, you're going to do it anyways.
Steroids!
Wonderful, wonderful.
I mean, she could juice to the gills. She's going to go full Vandalay over there, right? That's what's going to happen. She's going to beat up all the cans. She's going to become the Bellator champ. I mean, I could barely name any Bellator female fighters. I can barely name any Bellator fighters, let alone female fighters. You got to think she's just going to run through the whole fucking... Are they going to do a tournament? How's that going to work? Did they say?
No.
They didn't say.
Nope.
All right, I guess she doesn't want to talk about Cyborg. What else we got?
I don't know. They didn't say. What do you want me to say?
All right.
No, they didn't say.
Go to Valentina Shevchenko. We're going to the ladies. We're covering the ladies now. Valentina The Bullet. What we got with her?
According to MMA Junkie, Valentina Shevchenko says that she won't allow Weili Zhang to skip the UFC title shot line for a second time. Shevchenko was impressed by Zhang's historic title victory at UFC on ESPN Plus 15, but not so much that she wants to move mountains for a champ versus champ fight. In the aftermath of Zhang's 42-second TKO Jessica Andrade to claim the strawweight belt and become the first Chinese champion in UFC history, she was asked about the possibility of moving up to a women's flyweight to challenge Shevchenko. Zhang was receptive to the idea, but Shevchenko was dismissive. The Bullet feels Zhang got a quick path to the belt once already, and she won't allow it to happen again in her division.
Would you like to see those two go at it?
No.
No?
No, I think I'm not into it. No.
I would.
I'm not into it.
I'm kind of down.
I think Weili Zhang should just defend the belt in the division she's in right now, and the fact that other fighters didn't want to fight her in the first place, now they don't have a choice if they want the title. So I'm excited to see fighters in her division try and at least, challenge her first, and then maybe she can move up.
I think Shevchenko's scared.
I don't. Shevchenko's not scared of anybody.
No, I think she's scared.
Okay.
Why is she backing off from Weili Zhang? I think
because she says that Zhang got an easy pass to the title in the division she's in, and she doesn't want to just give her another easy path to the title.
She's 20-1, right?
No, in the UFC though, she thinks that Zhang got an easy path to the title.
All right, let's look at Weili Zhang real quick. I'm gonna expose Shevchenko. I'm gonna expose her. I think she's shook. I think she's shook of the China Express, the Panda Express. Why is Ben Franklin on my screen? You see that? All right, let's go back. Let's go back in time, back again. What the fuck? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Weili Zhang. There she is. She's 20-1. All right. She just beat Jessica Andrade. Beat her in the first round. She has 1, 2, 3, 4 UFC fights now, and one is a title fight. So, listen, when it comes to the ladies, 3 fights in a row, wins, unanimous, stoppage, unanimous. I mean, that's not really skipping the line. There's just not much meat with the ladies. So she takes out Jessica Andrade. I think Shevchenko is scared. That's what I think, Jesse. I think there's a scared bullet. I want to see Weili Zhang have all the belts. That's what I want to see. All of them. What's going on? You're like, you know what looks good? You see the dark crystals coming back, Jesse. You ever hear the dark crystal?
No.
You reminded me of the puppet. Anyone in the chat see the Dark Crystal? When I was a kid in the 80s, they had this movie called The Dark Crystal. It was a very dark, like, puppet movie. Really weird puppet movie. They're bringing it back.
Okay.
And you reminded me of one of the puppets for a second when you looked down. So maybe we should watch The Dark Crystal, you and me. Like two children.
I'd rather finish Star Wars.
Okay, we'll watch Holy shit, we didn't finish that. Return of the Jedi. All right, so we'll get back into Return of the Jedi.
Moss, do you ever get intrusive thoughts?
Well, I know you do. Female Reality Combat. What's up, Female Reality Combat?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Welcome to the channel. What's your intrusive thought?
Complete murder.
I know, I see it in your eyes. Like, it's funny. It's how, like, the switch, it's like you have a light switch that's, like, on the side of your head, and I could just, and it's just, like, literally.
Well, you certainly know how to do it, Moss.
Well,
you certainly know how to flip that switch.
You know, everything's my fault around here. You ever see this? Watch this.
That's a lot of talent you got going on there. But you're supposed to do a different face every time, not just the same two faces.
Well, I'm sorry, Jesse. I'm sorry. I can't get everything right.
No, you can get nothing right.
All right, let's move on to El Kukui because it's getting weird. It's getting a little odd. I don't know. It's getting weird.
Why is it getting weird?
Well, I'll give you 3 letters.
Okay.
J, B,
A,
H,
B. Jab. Like
right,
this, Moss. Moss like this. J-A-B. Jab. And then you go, ka-cha. Only you actually do it. But you didn't capitalize on that. See? You gotta think, Moss. You gotta think. That's what I would have done. J-A-B. Bam! Right in the face.
This is all yours tomorrow.
I'm just saying.
All yours tomorrow. All right, anyway. All right, it's getting violent over here. Let's see. Tony El Kukui, what do we got with this guy?
All right. Oh, yeah. Tony Ferguson explains why he isn't the backup fighter for UFC 242, according to MMA News. Ferguson will not be the backup fighter for UFC 242. Remember when we were talking about that about a day or so ago?
Sure.
And you're not even listening.
I am listening.
Remember when we were saying that Ferguson would be the backup in Abu Dhabi, and you said, no, there's no way he's going to be the backup fighter?
And I was right.
You were right. And now he's explaining why. The UFC has been known to back up fighters as of late. At UFC 228, Usman was the backup for Woodley versus Till, and then UFC 240, Volkanovski was the backup fighter for Holloway versus Edgar. Why Tony Ferguson will not be the backup fighter is simple. He said, quote, I would love to go, but first of all, I'm not a backup for anybody. I've got 12 fights in a row, dude. Fuck that. They were talking about something. I was kind of interested, but at the end of the day, I'm not here to be a backup. Like,
Where's that fruitcake in the chat that was like, yeah, this reporter said he's the backup fighter? And I was like, no! Get out of my chat room with this tomfoolery, fake news BS. Here you go.
He continued to say, like I said, I have a belt. I won 12 in a row. The next fight that I have is for the belt. It's going to have a lot of build-up, especially for the fans. It's got to have the hype, man. It deserves a full camp and lead-up time. You know what I'm talking about. In the end, Ferguson knows he deserves the next title shot and does not need to be a backup fighter to anybody. He said, quote, at the end of the day, I've done this already. I've fought for my title. I deserve more than that.
Yeah, he's too big, man.
So, we weren't wrong in assuming that the UFC would want Tony Ferguson as the backup, but we were wrong where we thought Ferguson was going to be the backup. He's just not having it.
It would be nice, but that's not going to happen. Now, Chael Sonnen brought it up and asked the people, made a video, and said that the thing that no one's talking about, that was Kevin from Chicago.
That was very good.
With Chael. That was Chael from Chicago. That just happened.
I liked that.
Anyway.
You should say the whole thing like that.
Chael Sonnen's going to be at CES this weekend if you want to meet him.
That's true. Yeah.
But he basically did a whole video saying that no one is talking about the fact that Khabib could miss weight and is putting things in place, saying that he never made an actual prediction in the fight or anything like that. He just basically said that it's very possible that Khabib could miss weight. We did a poll, Jesse, and I just got to go past my beautiful pictures of myself. That is a very nice picture on the ESPN cover. But we're going to scroll to the poll. And according to the people, okay, they're saying, I asked them, will Khabib make weight? And Jesse, look at this. What are the percentages?
75% say yes and 25% say no tiramisu.
And I did throw a tiramisu cake there, Jesse. You see that? You like that?
Yeah, that was very good.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I thought by putting the tiramisu there, it would be a closer poll, but no, they didn't bite the tiramisu. 720 people voted, and 75% say that yes, Khabib will make weight. If Khabib does not make weight this Saturday, it would be the biggest disaster ever. This would be the biggest shit show of a pay-per-view. In fact, I believe that the card will be free. I truly believe that they would turn this into a fight night, Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way in hell. It's amazing that they bring a card over to Abu Dhabi, right? And they are relying on a guy that's pulled out twice, right? He's had medical problems from trying to make weight. And I believe he is going to make weight this time. But there's always that chance that someone can get hurt or whatever. I'm knocking on wood. But if they are off this card, what do you do?
Well, the reason, and I'm seeing a lot of people say it in the chat, that I don't think that Khabib is going to have any problems, whether it comes to weight or injuries or anything like that, is his father's right there. You know, like, his father is like a fucking, the guy is like a drill sergeant with Khabib. I mean, he's going to make sure he's on weight and that he's 100% ready to go for this fight. So I have no worries about Khabib. If anyone, when it comes to injuries at least, I would be more worried about Poirier.
Well, I don't know if Poirier ever pulled out of a fight. I don't recall
I don't think
him
so
ever.
either, but I'm saying of the two of them, that's who I would probably be more concerned of if that were to ever happen.
Khabib is big. He's a big dude for 155. And he looks like he's on weight. It looks like he's going to make it. And I am knocking on wood again. But I hope that the Eagle can get it done, because if he doesn't, I mean, this would be a complete and utter disaster. And there is no backup plan. There is nothing in place here. You mean to tell me Paul Felder versus Edson Barboza will be the main event? Like, that is insane. It's truly insane.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the UFC does? God forbid, hypothetically speaking, say this fell apart in the main event. What would happen with the UFC?
If the main event fell apart?
Yeah, what would happen with this pay-per-view?
God only knows. That's a good question. I don't know. They'd probably have a replacement.
I say fight night. I say you immediately get yourself a fight night.
I don't think it works that way, though. Like,
yeah,
business-wise, they can't just switch it over to a fight night and have people not pay for it. I think they have a replacement that nobody knows about. I'm sure they have a replacement.
So there's a guy walking around at 145, right?
155?
It's got to be 145. Because
why?
Everyone that fights at 155 doesn't walk around at 155. They have
I'm saying they probably have a fighter who's there and ready to make weight at 155 who's been training and stuff as a backup fighter that they're not telling us about.
Usually they do. Well, why would they keep that a secret?
Because we don't want to focus on the what ifs. We want to focus on the fight that's happening. Look at the card. I mean, you said it yourself. You weren't as excited for it.
Who is over there? You know who's there? Henry Cejudo's over there. Do you think Henry Cejudo could make? He's probably walking around at 155 right now, right? Henry Cejudo. What does he walk around at? He's probably about 145, somewhere around there. Why not Henry Cejudo? Yeah, walk around weight. Think about it. How much weight does Henry Cejudo? He cuts a lot of weight to get to 125.
I don't think.
And he cuts to get to 135. So he might walk around at 145, 155.
Oh, he might. That's a good point. Yeah, he might.
Henry Cejudo, who is in Abu Dhabi right now, might be your fill-in fighter. Henry Cejudo versus Khabib Nurmagomedov if Dustin Poirier pulls out, or vice versa.
Unplug your phone, please.
Why, you don't like
it's driving me insane.
You know what's driving me insane?
You know that means that your charger, there's a poor connection on your charger.
I know that. I've known that for weeks, but I'm just too lazy. Anyway, who cares? Imagine Henry Cejudo. Who fills in? Let me know in the chat. Who fills in if, God forbid, this fight doesn't happen? Khabib Dustin. If someone pulls out, someone gets sick, someone does not make weight, will it be Triple C?
That's the dumbest question I've ever heard.
He's there. Who else is there? I don't know any other fighter that's there. I mean, I know other fighters, but not knowing that could compete. Gaeth G is fighting Cowboy. You know what?
They couldn't move the fight, though.
No, they're not going to move. What do you mean move the fight?
No, they could move. Like, if they pull one of those fighters who already have a fight lined up.
Fly him to Abu Dhabi, or?
He could already be there.
I don't know. You got to think these guys are getting ready for their fights. And they're going to fly him to Abu Dhabi while they're in a training camp?
You never know.
I don't think so.
Raging Al again?
Raging Al comes back.
Felder, if he weighs in at 155, not 156. The guy who KO'd BJ Penn. They have done that before, Moss. Yeah, they have done that.
What in Abu Dhabi?
No,
this is not fucking.
Pull fighters out of upcoming fights as replacement fighters.
Yeah, this is in Abu Dhabi.
They probably already have one there, Moss. You're for Mr. Thinking outside the box.
Oh my goodness.
Think outside the box.
There's no backup plan, Jesse. There's no backup plan.
You don't know that.
The only backup plan should be Tony Ferguson.
Why would they risk a fight like this in Abu Dhabi without a backup fighter?
They are idiots. Jesse, we found out that the UFC is
dumb.
They're filled with idiots. Here's the thing. Why is there not 2 title fights on this card? Why is that not happening? On a card where a guy already pulled out twice.
Oh my goodness.
He pulled out twice.
Ma, stop yelling.
He pulled out twice and they put him on a card by himself as a title fight on a shit card. The fuck?
Do you have to yell?
The fuck?
I have a headache, Moss.
No.
The rant drop.
It's time to rant.
It's time to rant. Chris is gonna rant and piss people off. It's time to rant. It's time to rant. Get ready for a rant and get pissed off. If you dare, go away. I don't want you here anyway. Chris is gonna rant. Chris is gonna rant. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Shit, fuck, fuck.
UFC, what are you doing? What are you doing, UFC? Look at this card. Look at this. It's shit. It's like someone shit in my eyeballs. It's complete horse shit. You put on a stud fight at top, and a guy's pulled out twice. What do we do here? If this fight doesn't happen, why do we watch this shit? Why would we pay a pay-per-view? A complete joke. UFC, you're a joke. You're charging us $70 for a card for one fight. What is this, boxing? The reason why we love MMA is because it's stacked. You got a bunch of fights you want to watch. I don't want you to watch anything on this card. But the main event, you suck. Okay. I'm the speaker of the people, Jesse. The UFC has done enough ass raping with their pay-per-views. And then they slap us in the face with this.
Super chat.
Batgirl.
Donald Trump always says he is in great shape, right? Let Khabib pound on him all night. Send him to Abu Dhabi.
They should send Trump location. They should. They should send Trump location. Thank you for the donation and drop the bats. The UFC is going to be the end of me.
Okay.
The UFC is going to be the end of me. Jesse, yes. The death of Mystic Moss is going to be UFC. Because I'm sick and tired. I got to stand up for the people here. I got to stand up. This is garbage. Besides the main card, I mean a huge drop. Decent fight. We've seen it already. Decent fight. But there's no title. Like, this is not like next in line bullshit over here. This is Paul Felder versus Barboza. It would take a couple of fights to even see them in a title shot.
Mm.
Macha Cheb versus Davi Ramos. The fuck? Really? Curtis Blades, the blanket, versus Shamil Kagmakudiyajmach?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Come on. Who are you fooling here? And could you imagine if someone pulls out of this main event? Oh, I need to move on. I got to get out of here, Jesse. Please, give me something else.
You want another news topic?
Give me something else.
All right.
Talk about this guy, Leon Edwards.
According to MMA Fighting, Leon Edwards wants Jorge Masvidal, but's willing to entertain Tyron Woodley fight for good money. Leon Edwards has made it clear that he wants to fight Jorge Masvidal next, but that option may be slowly slipping away. At UFC 241, Nate Diaz earned a unanimous decision win over Anthony Pettis and then immediately called Masvidal's name as an opponent he would like to face next. Masvidal wasted no time responding with an empathetic yes, while UFC President Dana White has said it's a fight he'd be interested in making. That may leave Edwards as the old man out despite winning his past 8 fights in a row, including a unanimous decision victory over former interim title challenger Rafael dos Anjos in his most recent performance. Prior to Diaz's call-out, Edwards was very vocal asking for the fight against Masvidal after the two got into a physical altercation following the UFC Fight Night card in London earlier this year. Unfortunately, with the growing interest in a fight between Diaz and Masvidal, Edwards may not get the matchup he wants. Options may be somewhat limited in regards to potential opponents who would get Edwards closer to the title shot he covets, but one fight that may be available is a showdown against former champ Tyron Woodley. Woodley hasn't fought since he lost the welterweight title to Kamaru Usman in March, and a lingering thumb injury prevented him from returning in June from a scheduled rematch against former champ Robbie Lawler. When asked about a possible fight against Woodley, Edwards was open to the idea under the right circumstances, although his interest wasn't nearly as high as settling a grudge with Masvidal. Despite one of the most impressive win streaks in the division, Edwards never shied away from any of the matchups he was offered by the UFC, so it's tough to imagine he'd turn down an opportunity to face a former champion like Woodley if the fight was offered to him. For now, Edwards will continue to hold out hope that he can get the fight against Masvidal as he seeks to earn a title shot with his next win.
Man, Leon Edwards don't want the Masvidal fight. Give him Tyron Woodley. I think Tyron Woodley don't want the Edwards fight. That's dangerous. Leon Edwards is on fire. This guy he's un fuego.
Un fuego.
You know what? Good for him. If they give him the Woodley fight, he deserves it. The guy's on a tear. Give Rocky Woodley. I'm down with that. You know, I didn't even think of that. I'm completely down with that. Skip the Masvidal thing. Let Masvidal fight Diaz. What are we doing here? Let Masvidal fight Diaz and give Edwards Woodley. If Edwards beats Woodley, he's the thorn in Usman's side. He's the one that Usman lost to. We don't even know what the fuck's going on with Usman and Colby Covington. This is making me sick. The welterweight division is making me nauseous. It's all Usman's fault, really. As much as I like him as a fighter, it's like, what's going on? What are we waiting for? Why is Covington and Usman not happening? Is welterweight the most annoying weight class?
Well, it is happening. I think they're just waiting for the perfect time.
Shit. And how is Ponzinibbio not fighting? He fought like 11 years ago. What's going on?
He's still recovering. He went through 2 surgeries this year, and he has some serious health issues. So I think he's recovering. He's getting back into training, and he probably won't see him until 2020.
It's sad that you got Pettis, you got Diaz, you got Dos Anjos, you got 155ers making 170 interesting. 170 is falling off. It really is. It's kind of becoming my least favorite weight class the way this is going down.
I like it still.
It's just tied up. It's too tied up at top. Usman's killing me. strip him. If he's not going to fight Covington, strip him. But then if you strip him, who do you give? Masvidal the title shot? He don't deserve it. Who do you give it to? Like, what happens there? You give Woodley another shot? He got raped. It's like the top 5 is shit.
So, Woodley rematch if they don't give Covington, or Masvidal versus Usman, in which case Edwards probably fights Covington and pushes Covington away a little bit.
Wait, hold on. Burnman says there's a lot of storylines and talent at 170. Where's the storylines?
No, I love 170.
But what storyline are we talking about? Usman is holding the division hostage.
Covington alone is a storyline.
Okay, but who's he
Covington
fighting?
and Usman is a storyline.
How's it a story? We don't even know if they're fighting.
What? Yes, they're planning a fight. They were trying to plan it for 244, but we don't know if they've signed yet or not. They haven't really announced it. So for all we know, they're going to fight at 244.
Covington and Usman is turning into Khabib and Tony Ferguson. I'm eventually going to stop believing it. Eventually, I'm just going to be like, yeah, this is not happening.
Covington always talks mad shit. He did the same thing with Woodley. He talks mad shit, and then nothing happens.
So where's the stories? Where's all these stories? You got Masvidal and you got Nate Diaz. That's interesting to me. Yeah. That is interesting, yes.
And then you got Leon Edwards and Masvidal because they had that they had that backstage brawl.
Masvidal doesn't want to fight Edwards.
I know that, but you're saying where's the stories. I'm not saying what's going to happen. You asked where the stories are. These are the stories. You've got Masvidal Diaz, Leon Edwards and Masvidal, Covington Usman, and then Woodley's just hanging out there. There's plenty of stories.
Where's the good story? Name one good story.
You didn't say that. You said where's the stories. I'm giving you the stories.
But there's nothing interesting that's going on here.
To you,
it's
though.
Shit.
To me, that's interesting.
It's a wasteland division. It's a disaster. It's a complete disaster. Tyron Woodley gets knocked off. Where's the prospects? I mean, Leon Edwards is probably the biggest prospect right now. Colby Covington, you could say he's the champ. But he just beat Robbie Lawler. Like, they never unified the belts. I don't know what's going on here. This is shite. It's a shite weight class. I want to throw up on 170. You just got
to learn to appreciate things a little more.
It's become my least favorite weight class.
What?
It's become I can't even believe I'm saying this.
Are you serious?
But Khamzat Usman, I can't believe I'm saying this right now because the Nigerian Nightmare, I predicted him to rise up the rankings and take the belt. But as a champion, it's been hell. It's been complete hell for me. I can't sleep. All I think about is the welterweights. I'm like, what is going to happen next? It's bullshit. It's the blue balls weight class. That's what it is. And we have to wait for Nate Diaz to come back after 3 years to spark up the weight class, or Jorge Masvidal gets 2 fights in a row, and all of a sudden it's ignited because of that, because he beat fucking Hype Train. Shit weight class.
They're saying you jumped off the Marty train.
I'm out. I'm off.
But I think it's funny because I'm off. You're always on people's ass who jump off of trains, and all of a sudden
I don't think anyone's beating them. But I'm off the train. I'm not pushing him anymore. But I don't think anyone's beating him. Mm-hmm. I think Marty's still the best.
Yeah,
I do. But if he's not going to fight, what good is me saying he's the best? We're never going to see it. Marty Usman, fight Colby Covington. Stop pissing me off. It's all about me.
I think Moss is PMSing tonight.
It's all about me.
We know this.
It's about me, Marty. It's not about you, Nigerian son of a bitch. It's about Mystical Moss. So fucking fight Colby Covington in Madison Square Garden. Do it for me. Do it for me. Read the news for me.
Wonderful.
All right, it's all Leon Edwards' fault. Got me turned up. Oh, this is going to be good, Jesse. Henry Cejudo and Dominic Cruz.
Yeah, he said Cejudo's very green and extremely soft.
Yeah, everyone in the chat say do it for me. Do it for Mystic, for God's sakes. All right, now, this is pretty funny. I'm enjoying this.
Yes.
This back and forth.
So, Cruz respects Cejudo, but he says he's been pampered. Cruz was a guest on the new edition of ESPN's Ariel Helwani's MMA show. During his appearance, Cruz said Cejudo isn't as mature in the MMA game as he thinks. He said, quote, "The things that he's done in the sport, you have to tip your cap to him. In the sport of wrestling, but in the sport of fighting, he is still very green, very new, and extremely soft. This man has..."
Do it for me. They're all saying it in the chat. That's my next shirt, by the way. Do it for me. Do it for Moss. Do it for me, Jesse. Guy, keep reading. I'm sorry. I got sidetracked. They distracted
It's
me
like it's the worst. It's like reading to a toddler.
Do it for me. Could you imagine arguing with someone and they just get in your face like, do it for me?
I do argue with that person.
Do it for me.
Regularly.
Do it for me. This is what I want you to do after the stream, okay? Or tomorrow. It's late. Tomorrow, when you wake up, if someone pisses you off and they're not doing something that you like, right? Like if it's, I don't know, if a friend says something the wrong way, if your teacher just rubs you the wrong way, just get up in class and be like, do it for me. Do it for me. That's what I want you to say. Right? Do it for me. Anyway, they're all lit up over here. Back to the story.
Oh, okay. He said, but in the sport of fighting, he's still very green, very new, and extremely soft. This man has been catered to his entire life because coaches his whole life have seen him as a super athlete. So they always pull him out of the masses and take care of him, coddle him, and baby him. He came straight out of high school to the Olympic Training Center to compete in wrestling. As far as Cejudo's king of cringe shtick is concerned, Cruz believes it stems from the Triple C failing to grasp who he truly is. He said, quote, Henry Cejudo is the gold medal. That's all he knows. So that's all you ever hear from him is what he's earned. If you take away the gold medal, the UFC belt, what would you hear Henry Cejudo say that he is? What does he make a difference for? What is his purpose here? I think that is what makes him such a confusing entity to the world. He doesn't know who the heck he is without winning the competition or in competition. So to be able to beat that man and explain to the world just how confused he is, this man thinks the whole world evolves around after winning medals and belts and so on and so forth.
There's Dominic Cruz staring down Henry Cejudo. He's mocking his height. And he is calling it. It looks like Dominic Cruz is in. It looks like he likes this circus over here. What do you think? What are you looking for?
I don't know. You like...
No, I ripped something. I was doing something. I can't do something on the side?
No, you did. I thought you took my pen.
How dare you? No, this pen doesn't work. We should throw this in the garbage. Anyway, so Dominic Cruz versus Henry Cejudo. Any interest in something like that at 135?
I just saw what you wrote.
What? Do it for me, Jesse. Do it for me. Anyway, back into this over here. What do you think? What do you think about that fight? No?
I think, I don't know. I think, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, thank you. What do you think in the chat about this fight, Henry Cejudo versus Dominic Cruz? Listen, I want Aljo. I want him to get a strap shot. It doesn't look like he's going to get it. Doesn't look like that's going to happen over here. Let's look at let's go to 135. Henry Cejudo holding up 2 weight classes, but I guess he's recovering from his injury. I don't know. Marlon Moraes, Aljamain. There was rumblings that he might fight Frankie Edgar if Frankie Edgar goes down to 135 at MSG. It's another weight class that's becoming, it's starting to get on my nerves. These champions holding up weight classes are driving me nuts. They are legit driving me crazy. And Henry Cejudo now hurt, tying up 2 weight classes. Do you think we should do away with double champs?
What do you mean do away?
It just holds up weight classes, and then interim belts come out of it.
No, I think that there should definitely be more active defenses, title defenses.
If these guys are always getting hurt, or they need a break, and then now you have 2 fucking weight classes held up.
So then if there's a fighter that's getting hurt or constantly unable to fight, strip them. I think we should be more active about that, and the UFC's not doing that.
Why not just stop double champ bullshit? If a fighter goes up to another weight classes or goes down, they immediately lose that belt. Why not do that? This way we can have title fights instead of bullshit. Like, I think we should do that. Fuck this double champ shit. It's kind of lost its luster, Double champ, triple champ, blah blah blah. Maybe just say, hey, listen, if you leave your weight class, that's fine, but you're losing your belt. That's it.
But it's a pride thing. They're fighters for a reason, and they're not just going to give up their belt.
Well, you know what? It's getting stupid now because these weight classes, they're all getting jumbled up. You got these double champs. It happened with Conor. It happened with Daniel Cormier. It's happening with Henry Cejudo. You got Amanda Nunes. You got to give her credit. I mean, she's trying to stay active. So Amanda Nunes is, like her or hate her, at least she's, defending. Double champs should do it from us. Get rid of the double champs. UFC, do it for me. Get rid of the double champs. Stop holding up divisions. Do it for me. Jesse, the bit disaster. She's a bit stomper over here. You don't like that? You don't like to do it for me? The more you shake your head, I'm going to keep on doing it, right? Stop shaking your head. Do it for me.
Why would you keep doing it if I shake my head?
How dare you? But I think they should stop. Why is not the MMA Holes here? What's that doing there? Anyway, They should stop it. What do you guys think of double champs? Jesse, what do you think? You think they should have it?
Yeah, I don't mind them.
Yeah, have like 3 different belts, hold up all the weight classes. Cool. Do it for me. What does the chat say?
Triple champs for Moss. JBH is cringe today. Aren't we supposed to be cringe every day? Do it for JBH. JBH twists his nipples. Do it for me. What happened? I zoned out for a minute there. Triple champs for Moss. Only if a fighter has reigned long enough, says Kung Fu Masters. Facts from Moss. We need quadruple champs. Paul Watts doesn't care. Anna says, I hate interim champs. Chris Johnson, give one up like Cormier. Ethan Reb, what's up, y'all? What's up, Ethan? Zion Lux says, more likes. Female reality combat says, must defend within 6 Moss or relinquish. Jared Arterberry says, Moss for it do.
So he's saying, 6 months and then give up your belt?
Mm-hmm.
I say, to avoid that problem, no more double champs.
That's fair.
You leave,
6 months is fair.
Nah. Because then they're going to be like, but this happened. His pussy fell off. I mean, her pussy fell off. His dick fell off. Or his pussy became a dick. They're just going to make excuses. The UFC is the excuse organization. It's ridiculous. It should be called the EFC, the Excuse Fighting Championship. Because that's all you hear is excuses why things don't happen.
Super chat.
I don't want any more excuses. Do it for me.
Do it for MOS. Mexico.
That's right, Jose. Do it for me. You know what? Everyone put your fists in the air. Do it for me. Do it for me.
I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. The dislikes can choke on a dick.
All right, 101 people liking it. Hanging with the boys. What a crazy show tonight, right?
You could say that.
Nick Newell.
Yeah.
The news.
Yes.
UFC 242 is in Abu Dhabi. Complete shit card. I got to think the weigh-ins are going to be must-see TV on Friday. Wait, when are the weigh-ins? Can you take a peek? What time are the weigh-ins? The Wayans brothers. We should probably do a reaction to that. I mean, people are going to be glued to the weigh-ins because of... You don't know. I mean, you have one fight. If that falls off, if that falls apart, it's a disaster. Nurmagomedov, Poirier. Jesse's checking to see what time the weigh-ins. Anyone know in the chat what time the weigh-ins are? It's got to be earlier. Actually, is it on Thursday? Is it tomorrow? It might be tomorrow.
Hold on, Moss.
Moss is like when you're babysitting that spoiled kid and they didn't warn you about sugar. Shut up. Do it for me.
What did he say?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Do it for me t-shirt or get the fuck out. Oh, you know it's coming, Kano. That's all I'm going to wear. I'm just going to walk around with big letters, do it for me. If that's not obnoxious, I don't know what is. It's right up my alley.
10 a.m.
What time?
10 a.m. on September 6th. So on Friday? 10 a.m.?
That is Friday. 10 a.m. Wait, it's the same time as...
Well, 10 a.m. it looks like it's a ceremony. Actually, I think it's just the ceremonials.
That's a ceremonial.
So it's probably around...
So it's got to be... What time is it? We got to find out. Can someone in the chat do it for me and get me the time of the actual weigh-ins? Not the ceremonial. Official weigh-ins, you got to put. UFC 242 official weigh-ins. Yeah, official's the key word. Do it for me, lick my balls.
Lick my balls.
Is when I want to see that butthole. What? How many buys has UFC 242 gotten so far? Will it be bigger than Conor versus Diaz? No, I don't think so. Just because of the time. If it was on at a later time, no, I still don't think so. It's one fight. I know Khabib's got it's tracking pretty good. A lot of people are saying that the numbers are looking good so far. But I don't think it's going to break records. I don't see that. I hope it does. I hope it breaks records. I hope the UFC breaks records. I hope they do it for me.
MMA Fighting doesn't have it scheduled.
All right, we got to find out. We'll do some research on that. I got a text. Who would text me at 11, Jesse? Snarf.
Your BFF. Anyways.
You got to see. I'll show you. I'll show you what he texted me. Meet the hot UPS driver, delivery guy driving women crazy in New York City. Why would he text me that?
Ugh, it's not even cute.
You guys want to see it? Hold on, let me see.
This guy's driving women crazy? You've got to be kidding me.
Hold on a second. I don't know why.
Guy?
A man just messaged me this. All right, you ready, guys? You ready to get turned up? All right, boys. Ladies, you ready to get soaking wet? You ready? Okay. Actually, you know what? Let's play this one here, Jesse. All right, everyone. Take off your pants. Oh, we're back. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and germs. Hopefully we're back on the same stream. This man has just shut down our stream. So everyone, welcome back to the stream. The hot UPS guy has crashed our video, but we are back up and running. I don't know what the hell that's about. We're going to need to fix that. We're clearly going to need to fix that. You guys ready? Oh, welcome back. The hottest UPS guy in New York.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God, I'm going to bust.
This is number one bullshit.
Jesse, what do you think?
Nah, I'm not into it.
No?
No.
He's the hottest UPS guy in New York.
He looks sick. Like, his face looks like he's dying of, like, AIDS or something.
All right. There's nothing wrong with AIDS, Jesse. Just because he has AIDS.
No, I'm saying his physical features. He looks sick. He looks unhealthy. Like, and it's not very attractive.
And that's what's in. That's AIDS is in, apparently. Gotta move this over here. All right, well, I think that we'll end on that note. I don't know why we got a little glitch in the matrix, but we are back up and running. Thank you for coming back to the stream. 146 is still here, hanging with the boys.
Hanging with the boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us know in the comments any of your thoughts down below in the comments section over there. We'll be live. Well, Jesse will be live tomorrow. I'll be MIA. Friday, Fuko Friday, where I will win again. And then Saturday is the big fight. Bellator and the UFC. Mm-hmm. You pumped?
I'm pumped, Moss.
You ready to watch Khabib lose?
Moss.
Oh, boy, it's going to be a joyous day. What's worse, if Khabib loses or how Darren Till lost? What's going to be worse for you?
If Khabib loses, for sure.
That's going to be worse than Till?
Yeah.
Oh, Till was amazing. We had so much fun.
You did.
So let me know what the ones in the chat, if you were here for the Darren Till fight, our reaction to that. You think this is going to be worse?
Yeah.
You going to cry? Would you ever cry on the show? Like if someone lost?
I did once when I felt like yeah, I did once, but that was because I felt like all of our hard work had been tossed into the trash.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully we see you cry on Saturday.
I didn't really cry. I was just teary-eyed on air.
Okay. Fair enough. Jesse, say those magical words. You'll see them tomorrow.
Don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA hole.
Do it for me.